Aries, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your, that's right, midweek reset tarot reading. Ooh, that's right, folks. This is when we get the alignment for the week here Wednesday, 10 a.m. We are doing this tarot reading from Wednesday to Tuesday. So we've got a lot of energy to cover. It's going to be for the dates September 27th all the way to September 23rd. So welcome, Aries. You know how we do this here. We get down to the energy shifts that are happening a lot this week. So stick around. And then we're getting the full tarot reading that you all have known to come and love. And thank you so much for all the love. And I hope you had a great week. So let's get to it. We got a lot to talk about. Now, we are going in this week into a waning crescent phase. That's right. The full moon's light is slowly depleting. It's depleting now. And this is a time of rest. This is a time where we really practice gratitude. And we're preparing for the new beginning, the new moon. Okay. Now, on the 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, is moving into Libra, where there's balance and harmony and a need to get that. So we might see things like messages coming in about more harmonizing in our life. You know, we might take on a more balanced approach. We might see both sides to the story instead of one. It's things coming around again. It could even indicate karma. It's placed good there. So now, the 19th, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Virgo. So this is a lot of energy shifts going on. So it's a lot to handle, but we anticipate this. So love takes on more of a structured, practical, feet on the ground approach. We want stability in relationships, and we're going to demand that. But it's time to kind of, be practical about our relationships instead of fleeting, okay? Now, on the 21st, we have the new moon solar eclipse. So new moons are always a time for new beginnings. It's time to set our intentions a couple days after the the new moon. And it also is a time of potentials. So we're having the energy kind of shift here to give us a different way of looking at things and brings about a lot of potentials for our next month, okay? So this solar eclipse, it's a partial solar eclipse. It's still got a extra vibe to it, okay? And solar eclipses can just shake things up. They're more karmic. They last longer than a normal moon phase. New or full moon lasts about 30 days, influence a month. And the solar eclipses last from 3 to 6 months, okay? Just be aware of that. And this is taking place in your 6th house of diet and routine. This is a perfect energy to start something that makes you feel good. And that could be eliminating habits and thoughts. It's trimming the fat out of our daily work. You've got a lot of time and energy to go ahead and do that, Aries, and this would be the time to do it. So this brings the potential to clean up the schedule, to really get down to it and make things work for you, okay? So let's go over, we've got one more thing, a very important thing. Let me take a sip of my tea first, all right? Armsies up. Almost passed out. I almost spit my tea all over the place. But we got one more thing, and it's the big doozy. We have this solar new moon eclipse, okay? And then we have on September 22nd, the sun moving into Libra. That is the fall equinox. Now, you know how I am. I got big things when it comes to the equinoxes and solstices. This is a time where we can realign. And with this Virgo energy and the Libra energy, it's getting things done and letting it synergize, harmonize. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Zodiac wheel here. Okay. And as you can see, right now, we're moving out of Virgo season and moving into Libra season. This is what we call the fall because the sun is losing light. It's losing its strength. However, what we want to do is realize that this is a time for harvest. This is a time to kind of be grateful for everything that we've worked on. The seeds that we planted have bloomed and all of that. You know what I mean? So this is a time to reflect, a time to feel good. Okay, so I love showing this because this is the natural order of the zodiac, and I wish my pointer could show, but it's not. So I'm going to work on that. However, so we're in a big time of the year where alignment is key. And with the sun moving into Libra, we can do that by trimming out the fat, learning, what worked, what didn't, and how can we start to go within at this time, okay? And then we reemerge at the end of the winter solstice. So let's go ahead and get to the tarot table. So that's a lot of energy there, Aries, right out of the gate, okay? But as always, thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know how we do. We start with the angel numbers first for the week. Let's get yours for this very special week with all this energy going on. We've got the fall equinox. We've got the solar eclipse, new moon. And it's all about balance, and getting rid of things that cause imbalance in our lives. This can be the time to do it. And this week is about reassurance for you, Aries, with 747. Let's read that. Trust your intuition and make practical decisions that align with your higher purpose. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your efforts. Right. So with this energy, that's exactly what we're doing. We're being reassured that we've got this, that we can move forward by trusting our intuition and also making practical decisions. That Virgo energy is very practical. And with this new moon in your 6th house, Virgo rules the 6th house. So it's very natural to just trim the fat out of the schedule. It's a great time to go on a new diet, to get more exercise, to stop doom scrolling. Okay? That's going to be my new campaign, is to get everybody off the screens. And, I don't want you to get off this screen. This is the time that you don't, okay? Just so we're aware of that, okay? But we're talking about, what I'm talking about, when we're sitting on the toilet and we're scrolling through Reels or TikTok and the legs fall asleep. You know what I'm talking about. At night when you're bored and you go ahead and doom scroll and you lose an hour or two right before bed, and then you can't figure out why you can't sleep. I'm going to be putting out some videos about the harmful effects of being on this screen, okay? So anyway, this is a time for you to go ahead and work this out. And I forgot to tell you guys that on the 22nd also, Mars is moving into Scorpio. So much energy we got going on here, okay? We've got Mercury moving into Libra. We've got Venus moving into Virgo. We've got Mars moving into Scorpio. Lots of different placements there. Crazy energy. But you're being reassured right now to go ahead and trust and make practical decisions. So we are going to get a message from our guides now, and this is from the Sword of Light Oracle, Archangel Michael deck. And let's see what we have from our guides for the week. What do we have? Which one? Both. Okay. I really wanted to go with this. Number 27, regain your focus. Trivial life matters are distracting you from your goals. Archangel Metatron, I should say, and Archangel Michael are here to help you stay grounded. Perfect energy. Regaining your focus. I like that. Metatron is a powerful, powerful archangel. And get your power back with number 13. You have forgotten who you are, Aries. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. You have to remember that. When we regain our focus, we actually take our power back. Okay? Now, let's get your shadow work and see what we need to work on here. So we're regaining our focus. And remember, the whole message here is reassurance. You got this. You can do this. Trivial life matters are distracting you from your goals. And you can admit that a lot of things are out there to distract us from what we truly want and desire and what we're here to do. Okay? So this week, let's focus on positive change. Absolutely. Transform pain into strength and empower yourself. Ascend, evolution, and breaking free. I love that. I love that because this is showing of you taking your power back, and you're being reassured to do it. Trust your intuition. It'll happen, Aries. I love this already for you. So let's get the meat of the reading. Wow, so much going on. 10 minutes into it, you know. Lots of stuff to talk about. Everybody's readings are going to be long this week. I kind of anticipated that. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm probably going to have to set aside more recording time because I usually do these in one sitting, you know, but because of this, of all the energy that we're doing, you know, and all that's going on, I think that it's appropriate that I give myself more recording time because I'm not shaving them down. You know, there's too much to talk about. Too much. All right, Aries. I like where this is going. I do like that. Okay. Very interesting. This kind of goes along with these messages right here. All right. This is very positive though. 5 of Wands. Things are distracting you. Trivial life matters are distracting you. It's time to regain your focus. The Page of Swords brings that focus in. You could also be getting a message, but this is really like 8 of Pentacles. It's saying put in the work. You're getting a new idea. Maybe I'm not doing this the way that I could. I'm not being efficient in my life. You know what I mean? You could be opening up to more efficiency. 8 of Wands is fast change, movement. Again, messages coming in. Page of Swords. 8 of Wands, very indicative to moving forward here and putting in the work. You have to put in the work. It's time to get to work with this. You know, the 8 of Pentacles is that 6th house new moon energy right there. It's getting things done. It's actually putting in the work. 8 of Wands is moving towards it. The world is open to you right now. You could be thinking about doing some traveling also. But lots of opportunities for you, maybe opening up to another job, empowering yourself. Moving forward is definitely the message here. And the 10 of Cups, that's the payoff. So family is going to be important. Your happiness, all of that. Okay? Very good energy. I'm liking it. So Aries, I mean, this is good change. There's a strong warning here of pay attention to what's distracting you. And let it go. I guess it's not pay attention to what's distracting you. It's pay attention to you're being distracted and make efforts to move forward with it. So let's get some oracles. Wow. All right. So use your spiritual strength. You are resilient. You've got this. This is a great positive change for you. I think a lot of this has to do with communication also for you. Your ruler is moving into Scorpio, so you can be very passionate about what you are putting out there, especially when it comes to relationships. Relationships look very successful this week. Very good. Moving towards something here. The 2 of Cups to the 10 of Cups, the Chariot, the World. This is really good payoff energy. Are you speaking it? Are you taking your power back? All important things. And the big thing is, don't be distracted, but open up to change. I love it. It's a great positive message. So let's look at love. Let's see what we got going on here. I mean, I love the sunlight, but it's starting to wash out my camera a little bit. And it's not good to dim the house lights because the sun, I mean, well, I don't think it's that cloudy, so it's going to be a constant light. I just don't like covering up my windows and all of that. I'm not doing that shit. You don't understand. I even hate having lights on during the day. Ugh. My dad used to do that all the time. Turn lights on during the day. It's like, what are you doing? Ugh. Anyway. Okay. Let's not be tempted, especially in relationships, to look at it as all doom and gloom. Remember, positive change this week, getting your power back, regaining your focus, and letting your walls down too. There's a big message here. Again, what's distracting you, Aries? What's distracting you? Don't let your thoughts deceive you. Don't let other people deceive you. Okay? Very important for that. The word is empowerment. Empower yourself. Take your power back. Okay? Page of Pentacles brings in an offer for you to do that. You're also going to get an offer in relationship here. This is important. All right? Tell me I am recording the voice. Yes. Okay, Jesus. And we're putting 8s on the board, and I'll tell you why. Where are they? Let's get my handy dandy number cards right at the bottom. I'm putting 8s on the board. Abundance, achievement, and staying focused is a huge message this week, and we've got 8s with another 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. Again, reiterating message coming through. Moving towards harmony in your relationships is the big thing this week, especially with yourself. That is a big message for you. I want you to remember this, that this can change a lot of things. And it's so clear. Stop being distracted. Stop doom scrolling. You know, all this stuff has got you in a foaming frenzy, and you can get caught up with it. What's it do to your energy level? Is it uplifting you, or is it depleting you? Is it making you sad and making you look at the world from a different point of view? And we have to be very important and very vigilant about how things and events in our world right now are being used to our disadvantage and their advantage. You have to be aware of that, okay? That's a big thing. And for you to be successful this week, it indicates for you to let go of your distractions. But opening up to relationships, moving towards harmony in your relationships, big thing, and taking your power back. Now, let's get messages of love. Aries, this is a great uplifting message here. 4 8s on the board. That is huge abundance coming your way. Just by staying focused, you get rewarded for your achievement, especially when it comes to relationships. And that is perfect. So let's get messages of love and see what we've got here. And we've got intuition. You already know the answer you seek. Open up to intuition. Okay? Very important. Now, boundaries. This is huge. Firm boundaries are needed now. Not walls. Where are you? Not walls. Okay? So I like the way that kind of fades in and out. I really love the way that looks. I'm gonna cut my nails. My nails grow so long. See, I used to bite my nails. Yeah, so boundaries are needed. Here I go talking about myself. It's about you. Boundaries. You need boundaries with yourself, with others, with this fucking device that we use. Put it down. It dictates your energy. It's an energy vampire. I'm telling you. Sure, it promotes my business. I communicate effectively with anybody at any time. Yes, there's so many advantages to it. However, it's a fucking distraction. What were you doing before these phones? Put it in the comments what you were doing. We just accept this. We had no idea of the repercussions, and now we are slaves to this. God forbid if we lose power and we have nowhere to plug it in. We freak out, all right? Now, let's get what's the vibe. What's the vibe for you, Aries? All right. Yeah, it's a big thing about that. We could all, just imagine if we all took care of that shit. You know what I mean? All right, what's the vibe? Chaos, upheaval, disaster, and downfall. Is this what we're focusing on? That's the thing. We put our focus on chaos, Aries, and there's chaos everywhere. There's chaos on our news feed. You have to understand this. Your life is very much like your algorithm. What are you watching? What are you putting your focus on? Doom and gloom? All these negative things that are happening in the world, are you just focusing on it? Then we go down conspiracy theories and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And the algorithm feeds what you're focusing on. The universe works the same way because it's a reflection. As above, so below. As within, so without. So what are you telling the universal algorithm? Chaos? Or positive change? Because I'll tell you something. I have focused on that. I've let it get to me, and then I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, we don't need this. We don't need this. And then I stay on something longer, like affirmation videos. I watch those all day. I love them. Some of them are so great. And then that's all I see is positive stuff coming through. Again, what are you telling the universal algorithm? Because it only gives you what you put your attention on. That's genius. You heard me, I said it first. Okay. And nightlife. Striptease, gamble, and Vegas. Well, let's not add insult to injury here. So some of you may just need to go out and have some fun. That's great. Or is this what's distracting you? You know, you've been spending too much time in the club. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get a closing message for you, Aries. The message is very clear here. Regain your focus. Put it on positive change instead of all the doom and gloom that you're constantly seeing in your universal algorithm, and change your algorithm. All right, so this week we end with collaboration. Collaboration achieves greater goals. That's working together. That's being with somebody. That, again, is working with other people, your family, friends, that kind of thing. And it's a very feel-good energy, you know. It almost seems like everyone's coming together in your realm. That's because you're changing your focus. All right, Aries, that is going to do it for this week. Reset. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. My phone's ringing and it's pissing me off because it's a telemarketer. It's unbelievable. Don't forget to watch your freaking weekend that's posted on Fridays at 10 a.m. Today's Tuesday. And don't forget, I go live every Thursday at 7 p.m. This Thursday, we're going to do a mid-month reset. We're going to get our energy together, and we are going to see what the future holds for us for the rest of the month, and possibly foretell a little bit of October. And I'm answering your questions too. Always a good time. Come and hang out 7 o'clock. And don't forget, if you would like a personal reading with me, in line or in person, I've opened up my schedule now, so go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page, and I will hook you up. Aries, regain your focus, take your power back, and remember, what are you asking, or what are you having the universal algorithm put in front of you? That could be a big game changer for you this week. All right, Aries, you know I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Thursday. Taurus, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. We get the vibe for the week from Wednesday to Tuesday, and this is going to be for the week of September 17th all the way to the 23rd, and we've got a lot to talk about, so stick around, Taurus, because this is the reading to pay attention to. Thank you so much for being here. You know I love you more than my luggage. Let's talk about what's going on this week. Now, I told you last week, this was a good time to get some rest, to really be grateful about how far you've come, because, baby, we are moving into some energy that's shifting all over the place. And I almost feel you can anticipate this energy as we're sitting here and watching it today, okay? So let's go first. The big week is starting out with a waning crescent energy. That's right, we're moving towards a new moon. So again, rest, gratitude. That's what prepares us for this new moon. So you still have time to do that. So do that. Okay. Now on the 18th, Mercury is moving into Libra. So communications, things moving more towards balance. That's what I look at when I see Mercury going in Libra, because you have to understand the Sun and Mercury are kind of like in a fall position. It's fall time. We're moving towards the first day of fall this week. So again, it's not that influential in Libra, but it still gets things done. Mercury moves fast, and this is moving towards balance. Or is it moving towards imbalance? It all depends on where you're putting your focus this week. This determines that, because when we have the fall equinox, which we're going to talk about in a second, this is a time that we can realign to that. Lots of energy going on. On the 19th, Venus, your ruler, is moving into Virgo, a fellow earth sign. So things start to stable out. I think, especially for you, Taurus, you're moving more towards stability right now, and have kind of But with all this energy and all this shifts going on, it's going to make you a little, but you got to open up to it. Practicality and getting things done. That's the big thing for you, okay? Now, we move on to the 21st. This is the new moon partial solar eclipse. It is a solar eclipse, but then again, it isn't. It doesn't have that much influence, but, you know, as you can tell, it's been a little extra. It's still a new moon no matter what. So there's a lot of potential here. What kind of potential are we putting in? What kind of intentions are we putting in with this potential? And the new beginnings, always new beginnings with the new moon, you know? And this is taking place in your 5th house of relationships and love and joy. Children become a focus around this time. This could be making you aware of, you know what, I'm going to move towards a relationship. If you are a single Taurus, this is when you are ready for love or moving in towards that. I really hope you do. Watch my love readings for September 2. That's available. That's what we did on the last live. That was fun. But I've cut them into everybody's individual reading, so you can check that out too. I'll put that in the corner. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. So make sure you check that out. Okay? 5th house. Good stuff. Feeling good. Especially when it moves. You know, we've got this energy to feel good. You have a chance this week to feel good. That's that. Okay? Now, the next day, on the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Libra. This is the start of the fall equinox. Now, you know how I am about this stuff. We are now moving into the fall equinox. We've had our 3 months of summer, and now we're moving into 3 months of fall. Okay, this is when the sun loses its light. That's why it's called fall equinox. Okay, and you know I'm a big proponent of aligning to these energies. This is the 4 times of the year. We got the spring equinox, the summer solstice, the fall equinox, which we're stepping into, and the winter solstice. 4 times of the year where you can align to the energies. This is when we don't dim our light. We start to harvest what we've accomplished in the last three months, okay? And we move towards an appreciation. Thank you for our harvest. We have Thanksgiving in November. You know what I mean? So, you know, and it can get spooky because all the leaves fall off the tree. In October, we have that. You know, you can see all these seasonal holidays line up and understand them a little bit more when you see it in that context. But I'm a big proponent of align to this energy. Be grateful. Thank you for all the things that have transpired in the 3 months. No matter if it's good or bad, you're still moving towards evolution and your progress, okay? So the sun moves into Libra, and don't forget, now Mars, the planet of action and war, is moving into its old sign it ruled, and that's Scorpio. That's a volatile energy. I mean, it's good there, but it's very passionate. So again, communications can take on a passionate role. You watch what happens. Things are going to be coming out on both sides. It's crazy energy. Again, we got that new moon. It kind of turns this new moon into, with the solar eclipse, it kind of turns it into another full moon, if you ask me. But this is in Virgo. So allow relationships. I think a lot of single Tauruses actually are on the prowl. You know what I mean? So lots of energy this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot table. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That bell notification that lets you know when I go live or when I post new videos. I'm doing that a lot more, as you can probably notice. Ooh, look at that. Starting over with 210. It's like starting over. I like that John Lennon tune. We used to... All right. You are presented with the opportunity for a fresh start and new beginnings. Perfect. Especially when it comes to relationships for you. Release regrets and embrace the present moment with openness and optimism. Perfect. Great. A time to start over. New moon, time to start over. 2:10, absolutely. Could be deciding at 2 o'clock. You could be waking up at 2:10 in the morning. Could be paying attention to that. All right. But you're starting over. Open up to the new possibilities, especially when it comes to relationships. Ooh, let's get a Sword of Light Oracle, Archangel Michael deck, and let's see what they've got for you. Number 3, Archangel Michael is with you now. Even though you can't see it, Taurus, Archangel Michael is actively working on this situation. He's here and he's helping you. Damn. Perfect. So you got every reason to start over. Now, let's get a Shadow Oracle to see exactly where things go wrong. Okay? Maybe not necessarily, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Let's get our Oracle for the week. Seductive allure. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. See what it says. Maybe it's a trap. Instant gratification blinds you to the consequences. Craving, promises, and hidden. So be careful about what you're starting over in. It could bite you in the ass. Promises. Instant gratification blinds you to the consequences. Again, it's kind of like the dark side. It's very seductive. It's faster, which makes it look simpler, easier to achieve, but there's a price to pay for that. You know what I mean? That's probably what it is. So don't be tempted to go to the dark side this week. All right? Okay, let's get the vibe for the week now. Wow. Big focus on new beginnings, and don't be seduced by the dark side. Release your anger. Oh, I could go on forever with that, so I'm not going to bore you with that, Taurus, or really show my... I'm not going to geek out. Not going to geek out. Not going to geek out. All right, what do we got for you, Taurus? Damn. Yeah, this is... this is fucking incredible. I'm telling you. You can't make this shit up. These cards have just reiterated everything we've just talked about here, okay? 9 of Wands. Let down your walls. We don't need those up anymore. It's very important that you bring those down. Knight of Swords is taking action, especially with your thoughts or your communication. It's very important for you to do that this week, all right? Understand that. And the 3 of Wands. This is something you've been waiting for. The timing is right, and I say go for it. You've been waiting for the time. Here is your confirmation, okay? Now, King of Wands, that's you making that change, starting over. You're being guided to do this. The Fool is the starting over card. It's a fresh start. It's new beginnings. The world is open to you. Taurus, this is what's available to you this week. Maybe because you just love fall. You love pumpkin spice and fucking making soups and wearing your fucking big sweaters and all of that, you know? It's the only thing I could think of. Okay. Now, let's get some oracles for you. Let's see what we got. Whoa, whoa. What do we have for you, Taurus? Is that it? Yep, that's it. Yeah. Heart chakra and the sun. That's beautiful energy right there. That is all you need to focus on. Not anything dimming your light, really opening your heart. Again, this is like healing your heart, especially to relationships. You're not falling for the same old, same old. This is really good energy, okay? Wow. So what we're going to do is not let anything dim our lights. We're moving forward with this and opening your heart. Go ahead and check out the heart opening meditation that I did on last week's live. That's available. I cut it into just the meditation. Go ahead and do that, all right? I'll put it in the corner here. Yeah, right. Which way am I pointing? There. Okay. All right. Let's look at love and relationships. That's what we really need to look at here. I mean, this is moving forward. Getting your passion back. Not being allured by quick, rich schemes or smooth talkers. Okay? Lots of Leo energy in here, too. Oh my God, the sun is out again. Wow. Wow. All right, yeah. We're walking away from all of this. We're strong enough to do it. Some of you are probably walking away from all this defensiveness and grief and all of that. This is beautiful energy, guys. Because you're understanding that you create. I'm telling you, a lot of you single Tauruses are getting a relationship here. This is incredible energy. You deserve reciprocating energy. Again, things balance out. The season for balance is upon us. Focus on that. This is just so good. New way of thinking of things brings in an offer for you this week, or the potential for it. It's beautiful. And look at this, the sun and the chariot. This is a big deal with 4 major cards here. Big major shift in relationships for you. Or literally, Taurus, you could be starting over. If you're coupled, this could be you guys resetting the reset switch and letting bygones be bygones and really moving towards a more harmonious relationship. This is all good. This is all good. This also shows some traveling. Of course, we can't not do that. All right? So, yeah, this is the first step towards it. Forgiveness, forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. So we're working on releasing some of this old pain that we've had. Perfect time to do it. Mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson and you're really open to it, Taurus. I mean, this is great energy. Let's get, what's the vibe? And see what we have here for you. What do we have for what's the vibe? What is the vibe? Okay. For some of you, isolation, rejected, left alone, and self-inflicted. I think a lot of us are coming out of that self-imposed isolation, and a lot of you Tauruses are opening up big time, okay? And another set of you are cutting ties with freedom, standing up for yourself, and you've awakened. You've learned the spiritual lesson. You're ready to move forward. It's time to start over. And consequences with bad choices, games, and mixed signals. So, what this is saying is, no more of this. No more mixed signals. We only go to reciprocating energy. I'm done making bad choices. I'm starting over. Or some of you could just be seeing the consequences here. But again, the seductive allure, instant gratification blinds you to the consequences. And then we've got bad choices, consequences. Pay attention to that, Taurus. That's a warning more than an observation. Okay? So just be aware of that. That when it comes to that, you got to be careful. So, how do you employ this new attitude and this new way of life is important for you. Don't skip over the details, okay? So let's get a closing message for you at this time. Perfect reading here. Starting over. And when I see you, darling, it's like we're both falling in love again. It'll be just like starting over. Closing message for you, Taurus, is connection. Yeah, stay connected with others. That's nature and the universe. Huge. You're never separate from it. Maybe that's some of the consequences. You've realized that you're not alone in this. You've got a lot of help. And that brings out that inner strength. So much going on here with connection, relationships, and the opening up to them. Perfect energy for you, Taurus. I like this for you this week. Don't be scared. Open up to it, okay? Do that heart meditation I got for you. Or, God, point that way. All right? Okay, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to know that we are going live Thursday. We're going to do a what's happening for the rest of the month Join us live at 7 o'clock. I will also be taking questions from you and answering them for you. Little personal readings. Not too long, just good enough, okay? And don't forget, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And don't forget this, Fridays at 10 a.m., the freaking weekend. We're going to go over this weekend. This is some heavy energy for the weekend. Let's see how that works too. And if you would like a reading with me, well, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. I have opened up hours for more online readings late at night till like 9 o'clock. And also at the shop, I'm open later in the afternoon and open till like 6 or 7 at night. So perfect time to get an in-person reading with me. Lots of people are liking it, and I hope you do too. Taurus, I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday night. Gemini, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. This is when we get the vibe from Wednesday to Tuesday, and this vibe from Wednesday to Tuesday is from the 17th of September all the way to the 23rd. So welcome, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a great week. Hope you had an even better weekend. And I told you last week, make sure you watch that midweek reset at Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Go back and watch it if you haven't watched it. And I told you, rest week, we got a lot of things going on. Guess what? This week, it's here. Hope you got plenty of rest. Don't freak out. It's okay. All right? So let's talk about what we got going on, Gemini. We got a lot. So first of all, this moon phase that we are currently in as you're watching this is the waning crescent phase. Again, we're losing the light from the full moon, and it's in this crescent phase now. This is a time for rest. It's a time for gratitude. That's what I told you last week, because we're moving into that phase. It's getting ready for the new moon, all right? So the 18th, your ruler, Mercury, is moving into the sign of Libra. Now, that's a fellow air sign. It's okay there. It's a little weak in Libra, but we're moving towards balance, especially in our communications, especially just finding balance in general life. A lot of things have been out of balance. We're going to put that back into balance. You get a good chance to do that this week for a couple reasons. On the 19th, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Virgo, an earth sign. All right. A little bit more stable with relationships, a little bit more open, I would say, releasing some negativity about relationships, opening up to them, absolutely, okay? And then we have September 21st. This is almost every day there's something going on here. So you know what that's going to feel like. That's why we're anticipating this energy. The 21st, it's a new moon, okay? So we have potentials available at every new moon. The wave only collapses when you put your intentions into it, and it opens up to new beginnings. So we always get a fresh start at certain times of the month with new moons. But this is a partial solar eclipse. We can split hairs and say it's not an eclipse or it is. I'm on the fence about it. It's just going to be a little extra. So just be aware of that. This energy can kind of turn this into like a full moon. You know what I mean? So it brings that dramatic energy to it. That's all. No more, no less. And it's in Virgo. So feet on the ground, getting things done. I mean, this is a time where you can get things done. And it's happening in your fourth house of home. So maybe you're moving in finally. Maybe you're moving out. Maybe you're deciding to move out. Maybe you're hitting it hard about getting the yard done. Maybe raking up some leaves already because, we're moving into fall. Anything like that. So be aware of it, Gemini. Maybe it's just because you've been working so much, now you get to focus on your home. But there's a huge focus and a new beginning at home for you. So this could also be dealing with family issues too. All depends on how you look at it. Hopefully it doesn't rattle the cage. Maybe it has to happen in order for things to balance out. All right, so be aware of that. Now on the 22nd, we are moving into the fall equinox. So you know how I am about equinoxes and solstices. It's my time to tell you that this is how you can align with gratitude. We plant the seeds in the spring. We nurture them all the way through the spring equinox to the summer solstice. And at the summer solstice, we're at our highest point. The light is at its highest point. Our full potential is realized. And now it starts to pay off. Slowly through the months, you get to harvest your garden. I've had so many freaking Roma tomatoes and all that, but I've been eating them, man. I've just been cutting them up and putting them with some red onion and some cucumber and feta. Oh, God. Some fresh basil. Delicious. But anyway, I'm reaping the rewards of the seeds that I planted. Okay? And at the fall equinox, this is a time of harvest. It's a time of balance. Equal day and night. Okay? Because now we're starting to lose light. Not a problem, though. It's all about reflection. Okay? So, now let's move back to... And I'm telling you, this is a perfect time for you to realign. And this is gratitude. This is giving thanks for everything. That's why we have Thanksgiving in this season, in that time period. You know what I'm saying? So be aware of that. Look at what the seasons teach us, because we're not separate from them. We move right along with them, and we fight it tooth and nail. So maybe you're just at home working on things, putting up your, pumpkin spice, fucking all that stuff, the fall decorations. What are some of the ones? I don't know. Just, I'm more of a summer person, so I'm kind of bitter about all the other seasons. But you shouldn't be that way, It's time to be grateful. All right, so not only do we have the sun moving into Libra, big, powerful time, but Mars, the planet of action, war, male drive, energy, moving, kinetic energy, is moving into Scorpio, its old sign. That's some passionate, obsessive kind of energy. So get things done and do it well, okay? So let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ooh, what'd I do? That's what I did. Okay, let's go over. There we are. It's the tarot table. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Guys. Well, let's get your angel numbers, Gemini. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm a one-man operation here, though. I think I'm doing pretty good. All right, this is all about security. Yeah, fourth house issues with 646. 4 being in the middle. And 6 is a harmonious energy, so it's all around you right there. It's kind of like the scales balancing, Work hard and stay disciplined to unlock a happy, wealthy, and successful life. Your guardian angels are here to help. So, move forward brilliantly and beautifully. Love that card. Okay. Let's get a message from your guides, from the angels. I mean, not from that. From the Sword of Light Oracle. I was going to say angels, gods, and goddesses. That was last week, Jeff. Oh, I'm telling you. Archangel Michael, what message do you have for Gemini this week? This crazy energy week. We got this one, this one, this one. I'm going to take that one that fell out. It just seems appropriate. So, number 1 with 38 is, yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. Beautiful. That's security. You can't buy right there. Confirmation. And I really love this, number 39. So 38 and 39 came out in a huge deck. How does that happen? You can't make this shit up. You are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. That's Archangel Michael. And you can proceed with confidence. Again, security. Your guardian angels are here to help. More confirmation. Incredible. See, in that fourth house, feeling secure, stable, that Virgo energy. Venus moving into that. Yeah, you could literally be moving in this week. Or someone could be moving in with you. But here's our shadow oracle, avoidance. Interesting. Come on, focus. It's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, but also to overcome it and thrive. So this is about confrontation and progress. See, stop avoiding the things that make you feel insecure and just move towards that. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you need to do. So be aware of that, please. Okay, it kind of affects Everything. And the messages are very clear. You are protected. You are safe. It's safe to move forward. Stop avoiding this new beginning. I know it makes you feel uncomfortable, but your angels have got you every step of the way. And this is progress, Gemini. That's incredible. All right, let's get the vibe for the week. Yeah, so I'm spending on average 10 minutes just talking about all this energy that we're experiencing this week. I think that's a record. That's a lot to pack in 1 week. Okay, wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. Fuck yeah. Look at that. I love that. 8 of Swords. I don't like this. This is being stuck, and you're not stuck. The Queen of Swords says, oh, hell no. I'm avoiding this. You see, this is kind of like similar imagery here. Okay? Queen of Swords cuts all cords, makes the decision. Yes, I'm gonna do this. I'm not stuck. Especially when it comes to a relationship. Maybe opening up to a relationship. Maybe finally, some of you Geminis, unfortunately, may be leaving a relationship, but it's okay to do that. You've been prompted to do that. The Chariot is swift success, so things are going to move fast here. If you're single, you're opening up to mingle. I'm telling you that right now. Incredible energy. Wow. Whew. I'm feeling the heat from that. Pretty hot under the collar. It's making me a little... okay. So again, yeah, the Hangman is showing again, there's this stuck mentality about stuff. Maybe we're too busy focusing on obstacles and challenges. Okay? So be aware of that, Gemini. You know, I'm probably going to keep saying it in every reading because it's very prolific. Look at the universe and your reality as the universe's algorithm. And the universe, like the algorithm, only wants to put things in front of you that you're putting your attention and focus on. Do you see the reflection between the real world and the inner world? That is profound as fuck. What are you feeding the universal algorithm? What are you telling the universal algorithm to put into your life? That is the most profound shit I've said in years. Because I've noticed it. Don't feed the fears. That's what you got going on here. 2 of Cups. Financial and material changes. Absolutely. You may be worried about money this week. It's okay. Open up to abundance. It's okay. Security, that may be a thing. You know, maybe you're transitioning jobs and you might be a little worried about that. Don't worry about it. Okay? Doesn't mean you got to go hungry. Nobody's going hungry. Again, what are you telling the universal algorithm what you're interested in having show up at your doorstep? Is it chaos, like we've all been focusing on? Don't feed the fears, folks. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love that. Because it's so true. Think about it. The algorithm only does its job. It doesn't judge you for what you watch, but if you put your focus on that, if you watch that whole video, it's going to put more of those videos in front of you. The universe works the same way. It doesn't judge you. It only gives you on what you put your focus on. That is so fucking profound. Life. Art imitates life, if you want to call it art, but it's being used against us, and it's time to end it. Now, all these cards are face down except for this one, the 10 of Cups. Beautiful. That's all you put your focus on. Tell the universal algorithm what the fuck is up. Look at this. Yeah, being wishy-washy in relationships. It's time to find some balance in that. Put in the work. You got to do things differently this time. All right, Gemini? And it's okay. Wow. Set yourself free from the past if you're still in it. You may be avoiding that. And the opportunity comes in, maybe an apology. Look at that, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Chariot, the Lovers card again. Are you kidding me? Wow. Singles. Get ready. What are you feeding the universal algorithm? Let's get messages of love. Wow, what a love bomb. Coupled, you can feel secure that this relationship's going to stand the test of time. Only if you put the work into it and release your judgments from the past. All right? Wow. This is a good fucking reading, man. This is a really good reading. I'm sorry if I swear a lot. I can't help it. I just can't. Because I get it. Not only that, it's not like I don't have a command of the language, but I get excited. And I think the only way that I can be real for you is to use those kind of explicitives to make the point. Not because, that's just the way I am. Lesson. See, I taught you a lesson, and now this person in your life is to teach you a spiritual lesson. Maybe that's me. I don't know, but somebody's coming along to just spread your wings and fly for right interference. An external party is intruding on this relationship. Now, it could very well be another person. You're not stuck in this. Why are you even putting up with that shit? Check them, Or are you letting your thoughts interfere with this relationship because you probably feel, I don't deserve this. There's somebody out there that deserves this love instead of me. Are you one of those people? I'm not judging, but what are you telling the universe what you want in front of you in your reality algorithm? I'm going to keep saying that for all these readings. I mean, it dawned on me when I was doing Aries reading. I'm like, fuck. That's exactly what's going on here. This is exciting energy. It's stable, it's good, and you fucking deserve it. All right, see? There I go, swearing again. Because I'm passionate about the message. What's the vibe? Let's get the vibe. This is, if a reading was supposed to start off with a soundtrack, it would be wow, 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 wow. I've been feeling some time, baby. Trying to hold back for so long. All right, what's the vibe? I'll tell you. Laughter. Does anybody remember laughter? Happiness, joy, and healing is all you should be focused on because this is great energy, okay? But there's some of you that are feeling hopeless, lost, depression, and that. Don't want to say it on YouTube. But you can understand the vibe. Get out of that. That's not the way things go, okay? Again, what are you feeding the algorithm of the universe? And masculine energy. So we could be dealing with daddy issues, authority, discipline, and father figure. I will be your father figure. I have had enough of pride. I love that song. Karmics. Or to the normal English speaking person, karma. Third parties, haters, and lesson learned. So there's something from the past that's kind of resurfing itself. Don't let it happen again. Remember what happened here, okay? And we're always going to have haters. The hate is going to hate. I can't believe I just said that. Ugh, my skin just crawled because I went there. Oh, I got to wash that off of me, man. Sorry. No Taylor Swift references ever. Damn it. Haters are going to hate. You put more focus on haters, and you're going to have more haters. That's it. Brush it off. You know what I mean? Uh-oh, the whistle's going off. That's saying it's either noon or you got to pay attention. All right, so let's get a closing message for you, Gemini, because this is just crazy. Again, so you might have some people fucking with your vibe and your man or your woman. Don't let them. Again, maybe you need to confront those people and tell them to back the F off. Not condoning violence in any way, shape, or form, but sounds like somebody needs a little talking to. All right. Closing message is understanding. Yes, understanding is the key to deep connections. And this is one fuck of a deep connection. Opening yourself up to it. Somebody's got the key to your lock. It's going to get unlocked this week, definitely, for some of you. There's a lot of energy going on, but love is all around you. And open up to it, Gemini, okay? All right, that is going to do it for your weekly tarot reading. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I go live Thursdays at 7 p.m. Come join me. We're going to have fun. This week, we're going to do mid-month tarot readings for all the signs. We might do a little meditation to kind of recalibrate with this summer solstice. I mean, don't we wish it was summer solstice, but it's not. The fall equinox energy. Might do a little meditation to kind of calibrate and balance our energy there. Didn't think about that until right now. See, ideas are always available to you. And don't forget, freaking weekend. 10 a.m. on Fridays to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is a hoot. And if you would like a personal reading with me, talk about a hoot. In person or online, click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page. I have extended hours for both, so check them out. All right, Gemini, you know I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday night. Cancer, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. That's when we get the vibe for the week, starting on Wednesday all the way to Tuesday, and this is going to be for September 17th all the way to September 23rd. Now, you know what I told you last week. Oh, thank you so much for being here. I love you all. Got to tell you that first. But I told you last week, get some rest because it's going to heat up. And you could already see in our collective around us that that has happened in more ways than one. However, this energy is just ramping up. Almost every day this week, we have some kind of energy shift. That's why the universe kind of gave you a time to step back. What did you do with that energy? How does it work for you now? Where has it brought you to? We're at the point where we're watching this. So thank you so much for being here, Cancer. Let's get to it. You know I talk about the astrological happenings that are going on, and we've got a lot for you. So we are first already right now in a waning crescent phase. So this is when we were talking about getting some rest, being very grateful, getting into a gratitude feeling for the next 3 months. If you notice about all our holidays, what are all they about? Gratitude. You know what I mean? Even from trick-or-treating to Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas. You know what I mean? That's the pinnacle, Christmas. So again, work on gratitude. Thank you for the harvest, that kind of thing. But we're preparing for this new moon that's happening shortly. So on September 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, movement, messages, all of that, is moving into Libra. It's moving into a air sign. It rules air sign, Gemini. So it's a little bit more comfortable there, but it's not that powerful. But it is moving things towards balance. Things may have been out of balance in your world, in the outside world. I can agree with that, but things will start to move towards balance. We get both sides of the story. Truth comes out, okay? The 19th, I'm telling you, just one right after the other, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Virgo. So more stable, loving energy, nurturing energy. You know what I mean? It's exuding that feminine energy, that stable, beautiful, luxurious energy. So feel that in your relationships. Move towards that stability, long-lasting, cutting out the fly-by-nights and the hookups, the F girls and boys. You know what I mean? And then we have the new moon happening on the 21st. And this is all about the potential for new beginnings to happen by kind of looking at those potentials and setting the intentions for them as the week progresses after the new moon. So this is taking place in your third house of communication. So again, communication is going to be very key for you. Watch what you say and how you say it. Make sure you speak with a harmonious kind of seeing both sides of the story. So you see where this is going, Cancer? It's kind of like, you know, a lot of things are kind of shifting your energies, your perspectives, all of that. Maybe it's time to shift our beliefs to honor other people's beliefs instead of ridicule them or anything like that. And it goes on and on and on and on. Brothers and sisters may become an important part of this also, siblings. But third house can also mean taking short trips and traveling and things like that. So a lot going on, but it's all about movement and communication. So be aware of that. And a lot of thinking. Maybe you got to think. You better think. And it says partial solar eclipse. So you can say this is kind of like a full moon energy. So it's kind of bringing things to light to restart. The way that you communicate, the way that you think is very, very, very important for you starting this equinox season. Now, the 22nd, I know, right? We're 5 minutes into this already, and we're still on the astrology. That's okay. The September 22nd, we have the sun moving into Libra. So this is when we start the fall equinox, and you know how I am about this stuff. It is very important for us to understand and appreciate these times of the year, these 4 times of the year: the spring equinox, the summer solstice, the fall equinox, and the winter solstice. This is the path of the sun, which gives us our seasons. We're blooming at the summer solstice. We're at the top, the zenith, the most sunlight, the most daylight, and now it's starting to wane. We have been harvesting, though. I've been harvesting out of my garden like crazy, and I'm very grateful for it. The seeds that I planted, and I nurtured them, watered them, and took care of them, and boom, everything is here. And you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's what the fall is about being reflective and being very appreciative. And it's aligning to the energy of the moment, okay? So it's very important for you to understand we can align at these 4 times of the year. So you're getting a time to be very grateful. That's where Thanksgiving comes from. That's the zenith of that. Kind of like the 4th of July for July. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, the sun is moving into Libra, but we also have Mars, the planet of aggression, war, all of that male energy is moving into Scorpio. Very intense. It used to rule Scorpio before Pluto came along. So it's at home in Scorpio. This is when things start to get a little other than they seem. Is the energy balancing out, though? Again, we're moving towards balance. Only time will tell. A lot of crazy energy, Cancer. And this is that new moon is happening again in your 3rd house. Again, communication. Don't let it spill out before you really think about it. And maybe sometimes you shouldn't say what you're thinking. You know what I mean? This energy can go either way, but it's trying to show you some balance, all right? So let's go to the tarot table and get your angel numbers. Thank you so much for being here, Cancer. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And let's get the angel numbers for you and the vibe. Boom. Changes. Changes. 4, 5, 4. Changes. Embrace change and take courageous steps to unlock opportunities for personal growth and spiritual transformation. So again, this is changing. Take your steps to move towards opportunities that will help you grow. Again, maybe changing the way that you think, the way that you communicate. Okay? Lots of changes. With this energy, you're damn right a lot's changing. So let's get a message from Archangel Michael and see what he has to say for this week for you, Cancer. There it is, with number 4. Interesting. Be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Wow. New moon, solar eclipse in Virgo, 3rd house. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Be a light to others. A light. But that's a message for some of you that are saying, share your message. You could be writing, anything like that. All right, Cancer? Maybe sharing your emotions in relatable stories and scenarios and stuff like that. Let's get a Shadow Work Oracle card for you. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what we got for Cancer. There it is. And it's find wholeness. Bring together fragments that complete you. Acceptance and inner peace this week. Again, finding that balance. Wow. Acceptance. Being a light to others. Maybe sharing that. Maybe sharing the changes. A lot's going on here, Cancer. A lot. So, let's see what the tarot cards have. Big energy here. Big, beautiful energy. Because change is scary, but it's necessary. Okay? Let's see what we got. What do we have for Cancer? What else do we have for Cancer? Is that it? Nope. Interesting the way those fell out. All right. Change, definitely. Definitely. Wow. All right. Interesting. Heavy Leo energy here, okay, with the Sun and the King of Wands. You can see that clearly with the lion in the background there. This is having the strength to change, having the strength to persevere. Moving out of Six of Cups energy, though, is kind of working on past issues. You know, I see that this looks like an inner child to me. That last piece of the puzzle looks like a small child there, not a full-grown person. So again, incorporating that, being a light to others, the Sun. You can't make this shit up, folks. The Seven of Swords, though, are deceptive thoughts, illusions, feeling like you've been robbed of something. You haven't. You have been robbed of the past. Again, changing the way that you look at things, making the move towards change. Knight of Cups, an offer comes in, messages come in. Again, third house, more third house issues. And the Nine of Pentacles is opening up to abundance, of not going for the low brow, low ball shit. You know what I mean? And opening yourself up, feeling secure in all that you do instead of insecure. And your insecurities speak. And I think that's what needs to change for a lot. Okay? Interesting. Let's get some oracles. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, so don't let your past dim your light. It's time to change that. And be a light to others. With that Sun and that message, that's just unbelievable. Yeah, it's about experiencing inner peace and not letting other things deceive you or rob you from that inner peace. And it starts with childhood. I'm going to tell you that right there. Yeah. Again, communication, new idea, new ways of thinking about things. Come on, kids. It's not that difficult. Change your focus, change your life. I've been saying this in everybody's reading. I want you to look at the universe as an algorithm. The universe works on an algorithm, and the algorithm doesn't work for you or against you. It has no judgment. The universal algorithm wants to give you what you're putting your focus on. What are you putting your focus on for this universal algorithm? What realities are you focusing on, or the other ones that you are dismissing? Because the algorithm, the universal algorithm, will again only give you what you're putting your attention on. And if you swipe past all those negative videos, eventually the algorithm brings more positive things to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that this fucking thing that we're a slave to is the same way the universe works. It doesn't judge you. It's not going to judge you because you're watching risque videos or violent videos on YouTube. It's not going to, or TikTok, anything like that. It's only going to put what you're putting your focus on. Huge fucking mind blown kind of theory there, which I said, okay? But I'm just saying, I mean, it's like, what are you telling the universe, the universal algorithm, what you want into your reality? Division and all of this other stuff? or inner peace and harmony. Boom. You know what I mean? So, new way of looking at things. What am I telling the universal algorithm to bring into my life? It all comes down with this: stability. You don't need to fight for survival. You need to thrive. And that's the message. Stop surviving and start thriving. Be patient with your process. You just don't rewire in one day. It's going to take some time. Okay? Wow. Fucking profound, man. Profound. All right, let's look at relationships. I almost lost a whole step. Ow, son of a bitch, did I just cut my thumb on a card? What kind of message is that? All right, let's get relationships and love for Cancer this week. Wow, Six of Cups is out again. Jesus. Somebody coming back into the relationship. Could be some more stuff from your childhood. You know, stand your ground. There, look at all the change here, especially when it comes to relationships. Stand your ground. What are you defending yourself for? See, that's the other illusionary aspect to the Seven of Swords here. What are you defending? A no-win scenario? Simply because that's what you picked up as a child? Interesting. Knight of Wands to the Three of Wands. I think you're ready for a change. I think you're tired of defending yourself with your insecurities. It's your past that's made you insecure. And the world is open to you. Again, more Leo energy. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. Traveling. Definitely doing some traveling. Change. Change is in the air, Cancer. Embrace it. Really. All right, let's get some messages of love. Very interesting. It's all about change. Just one? Really? Wow. Okay. Chemistry. The attraction you feel is mutual. Okay? And that's the thing. You should only be attracting into your life with mutual energy. This is the kind of energy I want. Don't settle for anything. Change the way, this Nine of Pentacles is you also not going for the low-hanging fruit in relationships. It's easy. Yeah, they're a little damaged, Well, that one's laying on the ground. It probably just fell there. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that. Okay? So, Knight of Pentacles is reach for the stuff that's sweeter. That doesn't have a worm in it when you bite into it. Well, you should have known. You picked it up off the ground. It's that kind of energy, okay? All right, let's get what's the vibe. Maybe what's the vibe has more for you. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. Legal. Lawyers, court, paperwork. Maybe some of you are dealing with that. Maybe things will turn out into your favor. You know what I mean? Maybe things start to work out. Maybe you got to fill out the paperwork. That kind of thing. Nightlife. Interesting. Striptease, gamble, and Vegas. Is that what you're doing? Are you wasting your time on that? Maybe you need a good night out. Who knows? And sipping. What is that? Rumors, gossip, and being nosy. Now, Cancer, be careful. You're one of those Zodiac pot stirrers, just like Gemini. Gemini, Sagittarius, and Cancer love to stir the pot. Prove me wrong, but they do. And if there isn't drama around, you're going to create some. Let's not do that. Again, what are we telling the universal algorithm what we want in our reality? It's very important that you understand that. So let's get a closing message for you. Again, maybe there's somebody talking about you, gossiping about you. Why are you letting it affect you? You know what I mean? Okay, well. All right, so closing message is discovery. Interesting. Discover the treasures within. Follow your passion. With all of these distractions, follow your passion. Don't let anything or anyone dim your light. It's time you need to change the way that you're looking at things and open up to changes. Changes all this week. Open up to them, and you'll be a happier Cancer little crab in your little environment that you created because you put your focus on it finally instead of being distracted with bullshit, other people's opinions, and everything else. Okay? All right, Cancer. That's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I go live Thursdays at 7 p.m. And this Thursday, we are going to do mid-month tarot readings for all the signs, and I'll answer your questions. That's right. And don't forget, Fridays at 10 a.m., the freaking weekend. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The goods just keep on coming here at the Raise Your Vibration TV. And, of course, if you would like a personal reading with me, well, then go ahead and click the link in the description, and it'll bring you to my booking page for in-person or online. I've opened up more hours for all of them. See if a time fits for you. Cancer, communicate effectively, balance it out, stop gossiping, don't stir the pot, be careful of your ass, and start working on some of this stuff from the past. Insecurities, they boil up to the surface so we can deal with them. It's a new day. Make sure you go ahead and seize it. All right, Cancer, I love you all. Thank you so much, and I will see you Thursday night. Leo, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. We give the week vibe from Wednesday to Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. And this is going to be for September 17th all the way to September 23rd. Leo, fellow kings and queens, that's right. Welcome to your midweek reset. We have a lot to talk about. Last week, I told you, get some rest, enjoy things, because this week, almost every day has something going on. So be aware of that. We're going to go over that first. So stick around, and then we're going to do the tarot reading. You know how we do. We do, Leo. Oh man, my nose is itching. It wasn't like that before until I hit record. Are we going to kiss a fool? I guess so. All right. So let's get with the energy for the week. We're already right now in a waning crescent phase. Wow. Total brain meltdown right there. So again, this is when we're getting into this idea of rest and gratitude. Yes, the idea of rest. Can you rest, Leo? Can you enjoy yourself? That's what it's all about for this energy, because we're getting ready for the new moon energy that we're going to talk about shortly. Ah, damn. Ugh. All right. Anyway, September 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, action, energy, action, is moving into Libra. Little weak there, but we're moving towards balance. We're moving towards harmony, especially in our communications. We're getting both sides of things. The energy really wants us to move towards harmony. So if you are in a dismissive disharmony, it's time to move towards that, okay? So this energy is ramping up one day after the other. September 19th, Venus, the planet of love, is moving out of our sign, Leo, and moving into Virgo. So we probably learned a lot about love, especially self-love within Leo, honoring ourselves, and now we're putting it into practice. We're looking more for stable relationships of all kinds. And then we move to the 21st, which is the new moon in Virgo. Wow. Lots of energy in Virgo. Of course, it's Virgo season until a couple days from now. But still. And this is happening, this solar eclipse new moon, first of all, has the potential for new beginnings. And it's time for you to start thinking about the intentions that you want to state for this new moon. It's a partial solar eclipse, so it can kind of feel like more like a full moon instead of a new moon, but it still has the opportunities to begin again. It just may be a little extra, all right? Maybe it's a little harder to go ahead and open up to the new beginnings. And this is happening in our second house of finance. But it's also value. What do we value? Do we value ourselves? Do we really value the things around us? Are we grateful? But money is definitely a focus, so open up to abundance on that. But if you are not feeling abundant with you, you're going to experience some kind of lack out there. So be aware of that this portion of the month, Leo, okay? So the 22nd, it just goes on and on and on. The sun moves into Libra. That's the fall equinox. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now you see we're moving out of the summer solstice, our time, and we're moving out of Virgo energy into the Libra energy. This is the start of the fall. And they call it the fall because the sun starts to fall out of light. We were at its zenith in the summer solstice, and now we're losing light. It gets darker earlier, But this is a time to realign. Libra is about balance and realigning our energy. So we want to make sure that we start getting into that kind of essence and energy and embracing that, feeling grateful for the harvest that we've just had. We've planted the seeds in the spring, we've nurtured them all summer, and here the harvest begins. Very grateful for the abundance that the universe brings into our lives. Interesting energy though, isn't it great? I love that. So let's get this off the board. There we are. Okay. And Mars on the same day moves into Scorpio. That's a lot. It's a lot going on. There's going to be a lot going on outside of us. But I want you to pay attention to this. And this is important. You want to focus really hard, and it's not going to be that hard, on loving yourself, Leo. It is important, and it's not in a vain manner that I say, well, you got to love yourself. But you do have to look into the mirror and love that person that's staring back at you. Who is going to do it if you don't? And what happens when we have low self-esteem and low love for ourselves? We don't experience that in our lives. We are left behind, and the sun isn't left behind. It's always center stage at some point on this planet, but it's always there. It's always shining, and that's your job too. And it's time to work on that this week. And you could start opening up to a beautiful 3-month period now, because the solstices and equinoxes last every 3 months. But you could be opening up to a time of reaping the rewards of loving and taking care of yourself. You heard it here first. All right, so let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for the start of this reading. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get the vibe. Angel numbers for us Leos is renewal with 890. Look at that. Love it. You are experiencing renewal and fresh beginnings. Great, perfect time this week. Release the past and embrace the opportunities for growth and transformation ahead. Perfect. We're moving right along with this energy, focusing on renewal, letting go of the past, embracing opportunities, and the transformation that happens is incredible. Now, good for you, Leo, for this week. Let's focus on a message from our guides. This is specifically from Archangel Michael for this week. And let's see what he has. And we have number 24. Yes, prioritize self-care. Perfect. New moon, self-care, second house. Beautiful. Leo, you do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Interesting. Boy, I had to learn that lesson in February. Whoosh. And it's weird how we're talking about self-care and valuing and loving ourselves. Wow. Interesting. Let's get a shadow work oracle card and see what we need to work on in that aspect. Sometimes they're positive. Sometimes they call us out, So let's see what they got. Ooh. Okay, this one is have courage. Stop hiding. Show up and let yourself be seen. Let go of fear. Make yourself vulnerable. It's growth. It's renewal. Have courage. Stop hiding. Show up and let yourself be seen. Again, remember I said, we fall in the back burner. We do not fall in the back. We are the sun. No, that doesn't happen, Leo. Wow. All right, let's get the vibe for the week. Damn. Wow. Powerful messages available to us here. Very powerful. All right, let's get it. Let's do this. Ooh. Queen of Cups, nurturing yourself, going with the flow, trusting the universe, being in touch with your emotions. Anything else? No, that's it? Really? Okay. Interesting. We got the Queen of Cups in the middle, the King of Swords on the left, and the Knight of Swords on the right. So this is about taking action, about speaking our truth. It's speaking our priorities. It's looking at the long game. It's trusting the process, and it's moving towards success. That's exactly what that is. So it's movement. It's doubling down on our intuition. We're just going with the flow. And that is the best thing you could do for this week, is go with the flow. And the King of Swords is wise. It's really focusing on the long game. The Knight of Swords takes those ideas and runs with them. Queen of Cups knows that she's making good decisions. You're nurturing that intuitive part of yourself. Love it. Oracles. Oof. Yep. Perfect time. Balance. Right there. That's what we're focusing on, is balance. And harmony. Balance and harmony. Beautiful with the Lover's card. And destiny. Some of you Leos, single Leos, could be opening up to a new relationship here. Or simply opening up to more balance and harmony in your life. It starts with self-care. And renewal. Wow. Love it. Let's get love and relationships. Let's already kind of set the stage here. Open up to love. There's that message too. Open up to love. Speaking of opening up to love, Leo, you can watch the heart opening meditation, or do it with me. I did it on the live, and I repurposed it and put it out as a single video. So you can do that meditation. That'll be in the corner. Where is it? Right here. Right here. So go ahead and check that out. If it's not in the corner, it'll be on the playlist. Just go ahead and check that out also. So let's look at relationships. Yeah, we're a little confused about what we're doing here. But we got to be optimistic. We got to open up to it. Just choose what's the highest and the best for you. Lots of stable energy here with the Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Nine of Pentacles is all saying the same thing. Take your power back, empower yourself, nurture yourself. You deserve it. You deserve a beautiful relationship just like everybody else. Open up to it. It's time to choose, okay? And look at that. Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady. The offer's coming in. Ace of Cups, beautiful. Ace of Cups solidifies self-care. Loving yourself, and that person comes in. I'm telling you, something's on its way. Something's on its way. And the train horn went right along with that. All right, let's get some messages of love. Okay. All right. Obstacles, unhealed wounds, or blocking forward movement. Okay. Let's work on those. We can do that. Have the courage to go ahead and work on those. Finances. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. Okay. There's a lot of pentacles in the love portion of this. So that means stability. Okay. Don't look at it like, well, I don't have enough money to have a partner. That's silly. You know what I mean? And most relationships teeter on the edge of a knife because of finances. Okay. So open up to finances. Take charge of it. Again, that's that second house energy of finances. And stability. Perfect. This relationship can stand the test of time. And that's what you're focusing on. A stable relationship that can last. And soulmate. Wow. Your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you. Now, remember, last Thursday's live, we did a love reading, and what came up? Soulmates, soulmates, soulmates. Soulmates, destiny, Ace of Cups. Why not, Leo? Why not? Why not? It's time to open up to it. Why not? All right, let's get what's the vibe and see what we have here for you. What's the vibe for Leo with all of this? There seems like something's up. Something good's coming up. And have the courage to put yourself out there. Oh my fucking God. I don't believe it. First of all, we got lust. Greed by any means necessary and being inconsiderate. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, but if I bit into a strawberry and that came out of it, I wouldn't. That's almost just too much information right there. But lust, being greedy with love, being greedy with your energy. We don't need to be. And I want to tell you something, Leo. Soulmate, twin flame, friendship, and romantic partner. Open up to it. It's coming, man. I'm telling you, it's coming. Again, like I told you guys, I always hook up. I don't want to say hook up. I always meet somebody in the fall. So if you're out there, this is your cue. Call me, you know. But you have to love yourself first. You have to be your own soulmate in order to open up to that soulmate. And I'm telling you, go back and watch the love reading. Soulmate cards came up everywhere. It's unfucking believable. It's telling us, Leo, something. That we have sold ourselves a shitty version of love, and we're all waking up to the fact that we deserve more simply because we're giving it to ourselves. Now, let's get a closing message for you. I'm not even going to take the camera off and switch over because we've got to kind of lock eyes on this. You know what I mean? Like, this is it, Leo. For a lot of single Leos and a lot of coupled Leos. Oh my God. And this is all we have to practice this week. Pay attention to the symbolism. Gratitude. Be grateful for every moment. Keep a heart of gratitude instead of greed. See what I'm saying? Lots of cryptic messages in here, but they're really not cryptic. It's kind of telling, it's all pointing to the one place that gives us the ick. But I'm telling you, you know you want a soulmate relationship. I know I do. I shouldn't say it's given us the ick. It makes us uncomfortable because we believe we're not deserving of it. And that's the fucking problem, and we got to work on that. We'll do it together this week, Leo, okay? All right, that is going to do it for this week, Leo. Huge message. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, live Thursday, 7 p.m. Let's make it a thing, shall we? Just me and you. Maybe some Leos, kings and queens in the audience. Let's have some fun. This week, we're going to do mid-month tarot readings. I think I'm going to do fall equinox readings. What to be aware of for all the signs. It's going to be huge. Huge. And I'm going to be answering your questions too, so that'll be awesome. Don't forget to watch the freaking weekend Friday morning. And that'll give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got you covered, all bases covered here at Raise Your Vibration TV. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description. Leo will bring you to my booking page. And I've opened up more hours for in-person and our online readings. So go ahead and check that out. Leo, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you on Thursday. Soulmate. Virgo, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek tarot reading. That's right, midweek reset. Midweek reset. Happy birthday for some of you late Virgos. It's still your season until we say it's not. And this week, we're going to tell you when it's not. All right, so thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you're feeling well. I already feel intuitively that you are. So let's get into it. We've got a lot of energy going on, and it's only fair to start hitting it hard. We are in a waning crescent phase. Remember, last week was a rest period. We're in that rest period still, but it's also time to really start working on our gratitude. Ooh, you know what? I gotta move hold on. Gotta move my light over here. Okay, there we go. So much better. All right, so I'm very grateful that I remembered to use my light, okay? So, We've got a lot of energy going on this week, so stick around, Virgo. We've got a lot to talk about. We are moving towards this new moon, which is a partial solar eclipse. But until then, on the 18th, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, moving into Libra. So we are moving into a more balanced, harmonious energy. The energy wants us to move into a more balanced state. So we need to speak it. We need to think it. If we're thinking and looking at harmony, it comes into balance. If we're looking at disharmony, separation, and division, well, we experience that also. Okay, so be aware of that. On the 19th, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Virgo, your sign. Spicy. That's the way I'm going to describe that, Virgo. Very spicy for you, and you deserve it, of course. So love is opening up to you. This is a time for some self-love, some self-care. Virgo, you deserve it, all right? Now, the 21st is when we're having that new moon, and guess what? Virgo. Damn. Everything is happening in your energy. Open up to it. It's in your first house, so this is a time for you to glow up. Remove any masks that no longer serve you because of insecurities with love or self-love or anything like that. Go get your hair did, get your nails done, get your toesies done. Just because it's going to be sock season doesn't mean you got to take care of that shit. You know what I mean? And you deserve it, of course. It's a birthday present for you. It's a birthday month, you know? But this is, this solar eclipse energy is partial, so it's kind of like a full moon. It's not so intense, but it still brings the potential for new beginnings for you. So this is a great recalibration. And then we move into September 22nd. That's when it's no longer your season. Yes, that's right. And then we move into Libra. The sun moves into Libra, which kicks off the first day of fall, September 22nd. And that's when we start the fall equinox. That's when we start to the sun loses light. As you can see, it's getting darker more at night, but this, I'm big on this. This is a great time to give thanks for the next 3 months, to reevaluate how you've been living your life, in not such a harsh tone, but in a loving way, and opening up to the universe and the possibilities that are there for you and that are always there for you. It's being grateful for the people in your life, for the things that you do, for the things that you haven't gotten yet. It's still a good practice to be grateful. And that's what I would like you to focus on this period. Now, we're going to talk extensively on the lives. What happened here? Tarot table. What's going on? Okay, there we go. And not only that, on the fall equinox that same day, Mars, the planet of male energy, drive, it's a fast car moving down the highway. It is moving into Scorpio, and it can be intense. So again, this is bringing on some intense times, maybe to catalyst change and balance. All right, so be aware of that, Virgo. Lots of energy to go over, so let's go to the tarot table. And let's get our angel numbers for you. Let's start this off. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And as always, let's start off with our angel numbers. And let the messages flow in, Virgo. So much energy going on in your sign. Yeah, and it all points to one thing, and that's progress with 6, 7, 8. Fantastic. You are making progress and advancement towards your goals. Stay focused and committed to your journey, knowing that success is within reach. All right. Perfect energy. Progress, folks. That's what we're calling it. Now, let's get a message for you, Virgo, from your guides. And this is specifically from Archangel Michael. Okay? Let's do it. Ooh. Wow. Leo got the same message too. Interesting. Number 24 is prioritize self-care. Absolutely. This is the perfect new moon to do this. You do so much for others, Virgo, and now it's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you as well. So, it's time to work on you. You've been working and doing a lot for other people. You always do. Now it's time for you to do something for you. Can you do that, Virgo? Can you allow yourself to do that? It's a very important question to ask yourself, you know? So, let's get our shadow work card. Which one? This one right here. Limiting beliefs. Yeah. Okay. Limiting beliefs. Ultimately, you become what you believe. So, let's work on our mindset and self-realization. Working on that self-care, making progress with that self-care because we're letting go of our limiting beliefs. That's great growth right there for you, Virgo. Excellent. Now, let's get the vibe for the week for you. Wow. So progress in self-care and allowing limiting beliefs to fall to the wayside. That means you're dealing with your shit, and that's good. And making yourself a priority. Because you always make everybody such a priority, and that's okay. Yeah, all right, so this is weird. It's time to put to rest. Hopefully you are getting some rest this week. I hope you got some rest last week, but this is meaning getting some rest. Rest is important. If you're not allowing your body time to heal itself while it's sleeping, you are going to be constantly in a state of cortisol overload, and that's not going to help your progress at all. So first of all, for a lot of you Virgos, make sure you're getting enough sleep. And it's time to put to rest the wall building. Stop building up the wall and stop blaming the universe that it's not giving you what you want. You're holding back with the Four of Pentacles your own dreams coming true in your progress. So put this to rest. Don't hold back in love and what you need to say and your own priorities. You make those a priority. You don't build walls, you put up boundaries instead, Virgo. Okay? And the star shows self-healing. Again, advancement towards your goals and success. This is the universe has your back, but it can't give you everything you want if you're holding back and putting up a wall that it can't deliver it to. See what I'm saying? It's so easy to put up walls of defense. Well, I got to protect myself. I don't want to get hurt. And I understand that. But in the long run, it stops things that we're working on and what we want in our life to come in. And then it makes us sour and salty. And you don't want to go there, all right? So let's continue with the oracles, all right? Let's see what else. So no more holding back. No more holding your healing as, oh, I'll do that after I take care of everybody else. No, real progress is made when you take care of yourself. Yeah, base chakra, being aware that you are safe, you are secure, feet on the ground. Maybe you need to work on those issues, maybe insecurities, limiting beliefs in that set, changing that mindset. And the magician, being aware that you create your reality. Interesting. Really interesting here. And I'm going to tell you another thing. We're all like glued to social media lately. We're just constantly feeding the fears. Don't feed the fears. But also look at this, is that this is a time to get things done, to clean out the clutter in our lives. This Virgo energy is great to do that, making things a priority, but making your priority where you're putting your focus is key. You have to look at it. You have to look at the universe as kind of like the TikTok algorithm, all right? The more you spend time and your focus on videos, the news, conspiracy theories, all of that shit going on, you put your focus on that, your outer reality becomes that. The algorithm only doesn't judge you for what you watch or what you spend your time on. Doesn't judge you for that. It only puts more of it in front of you. So look at the universe. with the universal algorithm. What are you, based on how you think, what are you feeding that algorithm? You're feeding the universal algorithm. What are you feeding it? Negativity, division, and all of that? Or positivity, hope, love, all of that stuff that ascends you? Pay attention to that. That's a mind-blowing concept right there. That is a reflection. TikTok is a reflection. YouTube, anything that uses an algorithm, is designed to not judge you, but just to put more of what you're focused on. If you are scrolling and you stay on a video, you're going to see more videos of that. It's just the same way as your reality. As above, so below. As within, so without. Pay attention to this, folks. It's crucial. What are you feeding the universal algorithm? What are you staying on? What are you putting your focus on? The universe, the algorithm, can only give you more of that. Boom. Fuck, it's crazy. So, let's look at love. Don't feed the fears. All right. Just 2 again? Yeah. Another 9. Let down the walls, especially when it comes to relationships and you are strong enough. Could be meeting a Leo. Take a hint from your neighbor in the Zodiac. Leo, tame that lion, sister and brothers, you know. All right, let's get messages of love for you. Okay. What do we have for messages of love? Short and simple answers here. Ooh. Okay. Wow. All right. Second chance. A lot of you Virgos are getting a second chance. This relationship deserves a second chance. Let down your walls. Be aware of that. Some of you just need to realize that, yes, this relationship deserves it, especially with yourself. And unplug. Working less will help strengthen your relationship, especially with yourself. Maybe that's the other thing. You've kind of been on the defense because you've been go, 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 go. Reshape your priorities for this week, okay? Now, let's get what's the vibe. Let's get what's the vibe. There we are. All right. Interesting, guys. Interesting. Karma. With third parties, haters, and lessons learned. That's why you got your walls up, your defenses up. You got all your haters. Fuck your haters. You know what I mean? Sorry, I swear, but I'm making a point. Not because I don't have a command of the language. Fuck your haters. You focus on haters, the universal algorithm is going to put more in your path. See what I'm saying there? Okay. And consequences. Bad choices. Games and mixed signals. We don't need any of that. So if we're going to pay attention to mixed signals, we're going to get more mixed signals. If we make bad choices, we're going to make more bad choices. Again, there's consequences to actions. Maybe you need to understand that, Virgo. Maybe there's a part of you, your limiting beliefs have consequences, and it's time to change that. And it works in here, not out there. You don't look for it out there. It's in here. Okay, understand that? All right, let's get a closing message for you, Virgo. Okay. Which one? Yeah, it's that one right there, baby. Right there. With awakening. Where am I going? Awakening is the process of discovering your true self. And oh boy, can that happen? Because you haven't allowed that to happen. You've been too focused on everybody else, when right now the universe wants you to do one thing: focus on you and work on you, love you, nurture you, take care of you, so you can go out there and take care of the world. All right, Virgo? That's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, live Thursdays, 7 p.m. Come join the party. Come along and join the party. Come along and have some fun. That's right. And this Thursday, we're going to be doing a whole solar eclipse thing. So we're going to see how that solar eclipse is going to affect us in a month. The fall equinox reading too, we're going to throw it all in there. Half the month, all of it. And I will also answer your questions in the chat. So come and visit. Hang out Thursday night. What else are you going to be doing? You know, damn. And don't forget, If you missed Thursday, then you can check it out on the replay. But the freaking weekend posted at 10 to give you the vibe for the weekend. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description and it will bring you to my booking page. I've opened up hours more availability for in-person and online. Let's do it. And don't forget, you can book your tarot party too. Those are so much fun. I love doing those. And they're booking up fast for October. So Virgo, happy birthday. Take care of you. There's a lot going on here. Embrace it. And you can open up to a new love or a second chance. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday night. Libra, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek tarot reading. That's right. And this one goes from Wednesday to Tuesday. You know the drill. And it's for September 17th all the way to September 23rd. So welcome, Libra. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Stick around because we're going to be going through a lot of shit this week. Big major energy shifts, and it all starts with you. So let's get to it. We are in a waning crescent moon phase right now. We're getting ready for this new moon. So right now we work on rest and gratitude. We got to start practicing more gratitude in our lives. Why? Because gratitude rewards with more things to be grateful for. Yeah, I could do that. Couldn't you? We need to start focusing on that. All right. Now, September 18th, Mercury, the planet of communications, action, movement, moving cars, all of that. It all has to do with that. Even bicycles, unicycles, all ruled under Mercury, is moving into your sign, Libra. So now you get to speak how you feel. Maybe the energy wants you to move towards more harmony. We're moving towards that energy. That's what you're all about, is balance and harmony, or lack thereof. It depends on where you're putting your focus. But the universe now wants you to focus on moving towards harmony and balance, and especially with your communications and how you think. That's where it all starts, okay? Now on the 19th, Venus, the planet of love, your ruler, is moving into Virgo, getting closer to your sign, but it's in Virgo right now. So we're looking at stability in relationships, longevity instead of hookups and F boys and girls. You know what I mean? Like no hookups, but more satisfaction and nurturing that part of ourselves that needs that stability in relationships, that deserves it. And on the 21st, that's when we have the new moon. New moons are an excellent time for beginnings. Also has the potential to start laying the seeds of our intentions out so they can prosper. And this new moon is happening in your 12th house. So this is a good indication, with Mercury moving into your sign, is getting rid of the mental clutter that's in your subconscious. Old belief patterns that no longer serve you. Things that stop you from being efficient and trusting yourself. Old patterns. Huge for you, okay? Now, on September 22nd, the sun moves into your sign. It's right. It's the fall equinox. It is your time, so happy birthday for you cuspy Libras. And Mars, the planet of action and aggression and war and male energy, is moving into Scorpio. So we have Venus, feminine energy, and Mars moving into different signs together. That can create a different dynamic in relationships for us, so it's time for us to be aware of it. But it's getting rid of your limiting beliefs this week. That's key. That new moon solar eclipse, and it's a partial eclipse, so you can kind of look at it as a full moon. It's going to be a little extra, but it still has the potential to begin again. So a lot going on, Libra, but a lot of things are shifting more in your favor. So allow that energy into your life. Now let's go to the tarot table and get your angel numbers for the week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. Let's get our angel numbers. And there it is, with growth, with 234. You are experiencing growth and expansion in all areas of your life. You are on the right path and moving towards greater fulfillment and success. Well, look at that. You can't get it better than that for the message this week for you, Libra. And there it is. Focus on growth. Open up. You're on the right path. Your guides want you to know that ASAP. for this new Libra season that you're going to be going into. Okay, so let's get a message from Archangel Michael. He wanted to come into play and say, listen, Libra, I got a message for you. What is it? There it is. We got two of them, actually. With number 13, get your power back. You have forgotten who you are, Libra. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Absolutely, with number 13. And someone new is coming. Wow, an important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. And we are setting the stage now for that to happen. Archangel Michael is saying, listen, you take your power back, that's more growth, and someone new is coming into your life, which you deserve. Now, let's get the Shadow Work Oracle cards and see what they add to this that could be hindering our progress for the week and what we need to work on in some form or fashion. All right. We got more messages. Battle within. The greatest war you wage is against yourself. So it's time to release this inner conflict, and it's time to come to a resolution with yourself, especially with that new moon putting highlight into your 12th house. And arrogance. Not seeing flaws hinders growth. No limits to learn and improve. That's getting some humility, being aware, and growth. Huge focus on growth, of course. Wow. It's all happening. Open up to it. You deserve it. Wow. Not seeing flaws hinders growth. Maybe it's because you realize that I'm the one that starts all these conflicts with myself. It's not the world out there. It's me. I'm the one that creates these. Interesting. Just imagine if you let go of that. The arrogance could be, I don't need to work on anything, I'm good. You know, that could also be, I need to have this battle within to make me feel complete. You know, again, it's getting rid of these old behaviors and patterns. Wow, look at this. All right, this is very good. Make plans, Libra. It's time. You're ready. You're ready. Take the step. It's gonna be a little risky, but this season, your Libra season, is starting off with a bang. Feet on the ground, practical approach. You got this. You know you do. You're not stupid. You got this. You're not a child anymore. You've learned. Take your power back. The Queen of Swords also takes her power back, speaks her truth. So use these two energies. This is kind of like that Mars energy and that Venus energy, where it's telling you to really take the time to work on this stuff. And it's time. The Two of Wands always says you're ready, okay? And the Fool says, just don't be foolish. Don't let your arrogance blind you. And don't be foolish by knowing that the battle is within you, not without there. Stop fighting everything out there. Out there is just a reflection of what's going on in here, Libra. And that's your first step to mastery right there. And the growth that comes out of this is exponential, you know? So let's get some oracles. Wow, yeah, it's going to take a new way of looking at things, a new way of approaching things, and this is a winning attitude also. It's shaping what's happening. Things are going to be moving fast. Absolutely. Right at the beginning of Libra season, and success and victory. That's all you have to focus on, is victory. And things are going to be moving fast. I'm getting a message here of growth accelerates when you let go of all this stuff. That's beautiful. Okay? Oh, you may have something that comes up to the surface that needs to be said. Definitely. So work on that. I only get that kind of vibe when a message has to be told that you need to speak. And the Queen of Swords is a clear indication that you need to do that. All right, all these cards are face down except for this one, the Knight of Pentacles. And this is slow and steady wins the race here. could be an apology coming your way. Yeah. A lot of confusion, especially with relationships. Again, we got to look at this differently and handle it maturely, speak our truth. Temperance is patience. So there is a form of patience here. Things still haven't come your way, but that's okay. Be patient with your process. Don't be foolish and jump the gun. Nine of Pentacles is knowing and deserving that you believe it. I mean, that knowing and believing that you deserve it. I can't believe I fucked that up like that. It came out of my mouth so naturally. So you deserve it. Just take your time. This is about stability and getting the mix right. And growth shouldn't happen rapidly. It's a slow, nurturing process for you, okay? So let's get messages of love. And see what we have for you, Libra. Wow, so be patient with your growth in the process, especially when it comes to relationships, okay? All right. This could have added to your confusion for some of you as interference. An external party is intruding on this relationship. All right, so how are we going to handle it? Are we going to put our focus on it to where we start seeing more interference? You know? Or are we simply going to not let that interfere? Don't be foolish. Remember, the fool in the outcome is always telling you, don't be foolish. But we also have to take a risk. You know, so just don't be foolish about the things that we're pointing out here. Okay, like not focusing on growth and all of that. Lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Open up to it. Okay, and passion. Try something you've never done before. There's the Fool card right there. There it is, Libra. Passion. That Mars moving into Scorpio. Mars used to rule Scorpio before Pluto came wandering around. So, with that being said, this is an intense energy with a lot of passion and drive behind it. Use it. But you've got one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. And the universe is saying, we got this. We don't need to fast track it. Take it slow and easy. You're still getting to the finish line just as fast. But racing through it, you're not doing the work. And the work is important to get done this week. Okay? So let's get what's the vibe? And that's it. And this could be part of it. And we need to work on this week also, is exhausted. You know, burned out, burdened, and empty. So we need to work on ourselves. So when this Libra season starts towards the end of the week, we have to be hyper aware of how we're feeling. Are we getting enough rest? Do we need to put away, again, let go of these burdens that are going on inside of us? Huge message there. All right, let's get a closing message for you, Libra. And see what we have to wrap it all up. And there it is, just like that. And of course, beautiful is miracles. Miracles are everywhere. Keep the faith. Be patient. Just because you've seen the universe seems like it's exhausted the miracles for you, doesn't mean they're not happening. You're not focusing on miracles. When you focus on miracles, miracles happen every day for you. Okay? And they don't have to be grandiose. You could just, you know, a cup of coffee appears for you when you were thinking about it. You know, that kind of thing. Start small. But this is your season you're starting to move into. There's a big push of energy into it, and I say release it and let go. Work on yourself. Don't be arrogant. That's the big message, the big warning for you this season is don't let your arrogance precede you. That'll fuck everything up. Really. Pardon my French. All right, Libra. You definitely have to speak your truth. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And don't forget, we go live Thursdays. We're going to be doing a lot on Thursday. We'll probably do a fall equinox meditation to balance our energy. And then we're going to do like rest of the month, see how October is going to look, you know, kind of go into there and then answer your questions. Of course, let's have a party, 7 p.m. Thursday nights. Be there or be square. Okay. And don't forget to watch the freaking weekend That's posted Friday at 10 a.m. to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you would like a reading with me, well, then just click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. I've opened up more availability for in-person and online. So go ahead and check out, see if the time's ready for you. It may be time for a reading, just me and you, Libra. All right, it's the beginning of your season. Happy birthday, Libra, and I will see you on Thursday night. Scorpio, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. Wednesday through Tuesday is the vibe. September 17th to September 23rd is the time. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. I told you last week we had a rest week. Very good. And I hope you got some rest. I hope you enjoyed your week. I hope you enjoyed your weekend even better. However, this week, we got a lot of stuff going on. Every single day of the week is some kind of major change or shift. So stick around and pay attention to that because we're going to go over all of it. All right, Scorpio, let's get into it. What do we got going on? Well, we got our moon phases, and currently we're in a waning crescent. And this is, again, a time for focus on rest and gratitude, getting ready for the new moon that's happening this week. Okay, that's number one. Number two, September 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, is moving into Libra. So we're going to see things moving into Libra and Virgo with a quickness, okay? But this is moving towards harmony. The universe is giving us an opportunity to move towards balance and harmony. It's time to do that with our thoughts and how we speak to others. Very important this week. And you can tell with the things going on in the world, that communication and seeing things and thinking about things in a different point of view in a balanced, harmonious way is really needed right now. So the 19th, the next day, Venus, the planet of love, is moving into Virgo. So it's a more stable, long-term love energy. It's more of a slow beat instead of a like Leo. It's like heart's pounding. Passion is ignited. Virgo's a little bit more subdued, but it's very conscientious on what it wants. And I think you can exude that energy this week, Scorpio, by focusing on stability, especially for yourself and valuing yourself. Now on the 21st is when we have this new moon. It's a partial solar eclipse. It's really not, but it's still technically an eclipse. It doesn't pack the punch like a total solar eclipse would be. But nevertheless, it still has extra energy. And this is taking place in your 11th house. So we may be dealing with, and it's in Virgo, so we may be dealing with our friends being picky about things. And, everyone's got opinions like a-holes. You know what I mean? Everyone's got one. So you want to be aware of that. Do you need to add to this, Scorpio? I know that you're passionate about what you think and how you feel, but is it necessary? You could be meeting a lot of groups. You could be opening yourself up to your dreams at this time. A lot going on here. And it's about the love that you receive. Are you open enough to receive the love that you so rightly deserve and demand and desire? Of course you do, So this solar eclipse is going to be focusing on other people, your friends, the people that you work with, so watch what you say and say what you mean. You know what I mean? Got to be careful with that. Also could be meeting new friends, opening up to that, being more social. Do it. Okay. Then we have September 22nd, the sun moves into Libra. So now we move into the fall equinox. And as you can see here, that's one of the 4 times of the year that I'm always talking about that you can recalibrate your energies. So make it a point this week to get into balance into everything in your life, okay? And it's being grateful for the things that have come into your life, It's a new beginning with this new moon energy around this time. Everything is pointing to success for you. And it's time to do that. It's time to open up to it. And Scorpio, at this time you can. Not only that, the sun moving into the fall equinox, great alignment period, but Mars, your old ruler, is moving into your sign. So again, there's a drive here to mingle, to meet, to exchange ideas. Be careful. That's all. That's all I'm saying. There needs to be a balance of it. So there could be some romantic flares to this with you, Scorpio, also. A lot pointing towards meeting somebody, love, that kind of thing. So let's go to the tarot table. That was a lot. I mean, that was 5 minutes of just astrology talk. So, Scorpio, you know how we start. We get our angel numbers first. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get your angel numbers for the week. There they are. Thank you so much. And it's adaptability. Yeah. So again, be adaptable with 765. Scorpio, you are flexible and capable of facing changes. Trust in your strength to navigate any challenges that arise. Again, so you may be having challenges with groups of people. Maybe, again, adapting to that energy. Maybe being forced into that energy where you have to be adaptable and flexible. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're flexible, you're able to bend in the wind. If you're not, you'll break. It's that easy, okay? All right, now, let's move on and get a message from Archangel Michael this week. He wanted to pop in and say, hey, and give you the message from him. Wow. And number 37, welcome abundance into your life. Wow. Prosperity is on its way to you, Scorpio. Have faith. That source will heal your financial challenges. Okay. So, again, maybe that's what's working here, is facing those challenges head on, knowing that this is temporary and you're opening up to abundance. When you put your focus on abundance, more abundance comes into your life. If you put your focus on more lack, well, that may be where some of you are at now. Open up to abundance. Okay? Say this code. This is a code. And Google this, 5207418. When you say these numbers, say to yourself, I open the code to abundance, and the code is 5207418. And this is the cheat code to allowing abundance into my life. Money flows to me. 5207418. Wow. Now, let's look at our shadow work. Self-sabotage. That's what you need to work on. Procrastination, negative self-talk, and fear of failure undermines your success. So, we're overcoming self-sabotage, and we're finding our resilience because we can finally do it. So we're self-sabotaging our own abundance by not being adaptable to changes. Wow, Scorpio, that's incredible. All right, let's get the vibe. Whew. I love that. And we do this all the time, you know? We procrastinate. Oh, I'll change later. I'll do that later, you know? It's all right. But it's the negative self-talk, I think, that holds on to that procrastination. And I think a big one is fear of failure, because we kind of freeze in failure. You know, any important moves we have to make, we freeze. We're kind of like waiting for that move to take place for us, and we can't. All right, so let's get the vibe for you this week. There it is. Wow. 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 Whew. Okay, look at that. This is so fucking... All right. First of all, this is great energy here. The Four of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Celebrating. Harmony. Four of Wands is great energy here, guys. Embrace this. Open up to abundance. But I'm going to tell you something. You built a wall so abundance can't flow to you because of fear of failure, self-sabotage, and you're holding back. Some of you may be holding on to money like it's never going to be there. And that is also a fear and a lack mentality. If you feel you can't let it go because it's not going to be there, well then it's not going to be. You see what I'm saying? Wow. So opening up to abundance of all forms is huge this week. Huge. And look at this. 2 9s, 2 4s. Wow. Let's get the oracles and see what they have to add to this reading. That's telling you a lot so far. I mean, a lot. All right. Yeah, choose wisely. When you focus on conflict and defeat, that's all you experience is more conflict and defeat. So choose wisely. Are you choosing to hold back? Are you choosing to put up a wall? All self-sabotage right there. In fact, trust your intuition this week, because your intuition tells you a different story than your mind does. And speak your truth. Speak your abundance into existence. I open up to abundance. I use this cheat code 5207418, and I open up to abundance. Money flows to me. All my bills are paid, and I am grateful for it. All right, let's get some relationships. Maybe you're opening up to relationships instead of holding back. Pay attention to these messages, those guys. I mean, this is big stuff. Anything else for Scorpio? Nope. Is that it? That's it. 3 card stud. That's it. All right, we're going to put some numbers on the board. First of all, we're putting 444. With protection and stability, you are protected. The universe wants to know that you are stable. It's time to put things to rest, especially when it comes to old relationships, the conflict and defeat. And we're putting 5s on the board too. With drama, putting that to rest. 5, 5, 5. Speaking your truth. This is about change, transformation, and a halfway point. Wow. We got the numbers out here. And look, King of Pentacles, more money, stability. I am rich. I am wealthy. I deserve wealth. I allow it into my life. I'm good with my money because money flows to me constantly. It's never not there. It's always there. Huge thing about prosperity. Especially when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to your relationship with money. It's all there, guys. Pay attention to that. Wouldn't it be great if you started to use abundance and opening up to it and you got rich? I hope to fucking God you remember who told you how to do it, all right? All right, so we have acceptance. Everything happens for a reason, so just accept it. It's okay. We move on. We're flexible. We adapt, okay? And leap of faith. It's safe to make the move you're considering. Okay, so you probably already have thought about this and know that it's a problem. Work on it. It's fine. Okay, so let's get, what's the vibe? So this is abundance in all forms for you. That's exactly what this is. So let's see what else this adds to it. Wow. Okay, isolation, rejected, left alone, self-inflicted. Again, more self-sabotage. We're coming out of that. We're not going to fight this. We're going to accept things, okay? Cutting ties, freedom, standing up and awakening. Huge message for there. Cut the ties from the past, let it go. You don't need to have your walls up. The walls need to come down, okay? And longing for some of you. Missing you, let's talk and reunion. All right. You could be meeting up with somebody from the past only if they were a good match. If they were a dirtbag, well, we're not going to go with that, of course. No matter how much they tell you, I've changed. Look, I got to fix my tooth. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's get a closing message for you, Scorpio. This is just you opening up to abundance. That's all it is. And you have to understand that the universe wants you to fucking flourish. It doesn't want you to suffer. That's self-sabotage. Now, be inspired with inspiration this week. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. Get inspired this week. It'll open things up. It'll make you more adaptable. But your look on abundance in any form, money, love, things, whatever it is, feeling good, all depends on you. And you have some self-sabotage to work on. Work on that. It's a new day. It's a new beginning. It's a new day. It's a new way. You know how that goes? And I'm feeling good. That's how you got to do it, Scorpio. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I go live on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go over a lot. I'm going to do a reading for your sign, and I may do a reading for you if you're in the chat and you ask me what's up. I will do a reading for you. So don't forget, Friday morning, you can watch the freaking weekend. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also, this is a special week, so we're going to be doing a lot of special things, okay? And if you would like your own personal reading with me, go ahead and click the link in the description. I have opened up more availability in person and online. So go ahead and check the times out. It may line up. We could hook each other up. All right, Scorpio, open up to abundance in all forms of your life. Have a great week. Happy solar eclipse, kind of, sort of. And I will see you Thursday. Oh, hi, Sag. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV. Let's get ready for your midweek tarot reset reading. Let's do that, shall we? But let's clear our space. That's what we're going to do. We're going to clear our space because we got a big week ahead of us. So Sagittarius, stick around. We have so much to talk about. So, welcome. It's your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. Thank you so much for being here. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV. I think I said that. Anyway, this is going to be for September 17th through the 23rd, Wednesday to Tuesday. We get you the vibe. What's going on here with the fucking... telling you. It's like it's Mercury retrograde up in this piece. All right, so we cleared our space. We are ready for the big energy shifts that are going on for us, Sagittarius. Let's get to it. Right away, you know we talk about the tarot. We talk about the astrology first, and then we hit the tarot. Okay, we are right now, as you're watching this, in a waning crescent phase. So this is a good time for rest. Remember, last week I told you, get some rest. It's time to practice some gratitude also. And to make sure that we take care of that. Sorry, I just had to get a fly. It's live, folks. I had to get that fly. I had to. I was not going to have that buzzing around while I was doing your reading. And it just so happened to be in a perfect place at the right time. And I went ahead and took care of it. Just as we should. So, we're in this waning crescent phase of rest and reflection and gratitude. We're getting into this season of gratitude, Sagittarius. That's why by the time we get to your season in November, we get to, what do we have in that month? Thanksgiving. Leading up to this gratitude of the harvest, of all the hard work we put in since spring. So it's a passing of time here. That's important, and I'm really big on this stuff. So let's take a look at this. So what you're seeing in front of you is the natural order of the Zodiac. And what I mean by that is that when we start with spring, oh my God, there's another one in here. What's going on? Are you kidding me? Did that just... There's no way that survived. That fly survived. Yo, I'm pretty sure... Oh my God. Guys, I'm not kidding, but I'm pretty sure that fly got up. Oh no, there it is. It's dead. Anyway, it must be another one. Okay, so we put in our efforts at the spring equinox. That's when the sun moves in, that we start the spring. And then it goes in where we plant the seeds, we nurture them, we water them. And at the summer solstice, that's when things start to really bloom. And through June and July, and now August and now September, we are at that 6-month period, that halfway point, from the spring to the fall. What we do in the spring pays off in the fall. So what we've initiated at that time, oops, we're going to transition back to the camera, is, just had to turn that off. Is what we started in the spring pays off in the fall. That's when the harvest happens. And during that time, Thanksgiving, around that time, and it's gratitude. Thank you so much for the bountiful harvest. You know, it's amazing how all of that flows. We all flow in the same cycles. And the more you realize that, the more you'll get into it. So this is a big time of the year. This is happening on the 22nd, but let's rewind a few days back and go into September 18th. This is when Mercury moves into Libra. So the universe wants us to move towards balance, towards harmony. We are moving towards Libra. Okay, we're coming out of Virgo and moving into Libra at the end of the week. Again, the fall equinox. So Mercury is coming in first. Mercury is the messenger, the communicator, the come on, follow me. I got the vehicle. Everyone pile in, let's go. And we're moving towards balance and harmony, truth, justice, that kind of thing. We could see that happening in our collective lives and our personal lives. And then on September 19th, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Virgo. So it's moving out of a fire sign, Leo, into an earth sign. Establish relationships, feet on the ground. Okay, practical approach. I want something stable and secure that makes me feel safe. So what kind of energy are you working with to make you feel safe? Do you feel safe in your life and your relationships? And how can you move towards that? Okay. Now on the 21st, we have that new moon. New moon is brimming with potential. And that's when we start to put in our intentions to start the new beginnings that the new moon brings. Okay? Powerful energy to work with. Powerful. And this is a solar eclipse. Partial solar eclipse. So I kind of look at this as not so much of a huge effect on this new moon, but it's kind of like a full moon. So it's got some intensity to it. Okay? But this does have a duration of 3 to 6 months, maybe from the fall equinox all the way to the spring equinox. Okay. So what we can go with it being in Virgo, so it's getting things done. Okay. And this is happening in your 10th house. So this is about career. Wow. This could be a new opportunity of you looking at the world differently, Sag, and opening up to career, job opportunities, maybe relocating, moving for a job, something like that. But it's also moving towards balance for the work and the home life balance. Now, that's the kicker. And that may be the focus for you at this time during the week. And then we have on the 22nd, the next day, the sun moves into Libra, and then it's the fall equinox. At the same time, Mars, the planet of action drive. So we have Venus changing signs and we have Mars changing signs, and it's moving into Scorpio, its old ruler before Pluto showed up. So this is passionate, heavy, intense energy, which needs to be balanced out. We've got a lot of energy going on this week. All right. So buckle up, buttercups. That's all I can really say, But again, it's a time to reflect and have gratitude. This is when the next 3 months is when we lose light, but we go within. Okay? So let's go to the tarot table. I think I covered everything. All right. So thank you so much for being here, Sag. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's start. Let's get your angel numbers for the week. Let's see. What do we have? What's the angel numbers for Sagittarius this week? We got all this energy going on. Which one? Nope, they said to put them back. Shuffle again. Okay. And I do what I'm told. Put them back. I know I needed to cut the deck. I didn't. So, let's see. What do we got? Okay. Shift with 565. Shift happens, man. Take a look at your life and see which areas need to be shifted to bring you more joy. Take time to reassess your priorities and create a plan for yourself. Again, moving towards some kind of shift. Making a plan. Opening yourself up to the opportunities available out there. Okay? Now, let's get a message from Archangel Michael. He specifically wanted to be the bearer of insight for us this week. So thank you, Archangel Michael. Let's see what you have for Sag. What's the guiding message from Archangel Michael? Wow. Okay, and then they fall on the floor. Because that's the second time I didn't follow my rule. If more than one card falls out, I put them back in the deck. And I usually cut the deck like I just did. I didn't. And there it is. Okay, Sagittarius, number 30, with Step into the Spotlight. You have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time to share your wisdom. Interesting. And we have that new moon in the 10th house, which is public recognition. It's being out there. It's putting yourself out there in the world. Interesting. Maybe you're shifting from that. From being in the background to being in the spotlight. It's enjoyable. Trust me. Especially take it from a Leo, a fellow fire sign. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's get your shadow work oracles and see what we got for you, Sag. Again, if I didn't say it, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you check out our live, my live. Who's our? You got a mouse in your pocket? Check out the live Thursday nights. Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And shadow work is authentic self. Be yourself this week. Everyone else is already taken. Absolutely. Uniqueness, individuality, stepping into the spotlight, shifting from over there to over here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I've been saying interesting a lot. I don't know. It's interesting. Did the camera shift or am I seeing things? Oh my God. Or is it those cards are crooked? I don't know. I'm in a little crisis here. Uh-oh. I've got this camera, this overhead camera, fixed in a way where it won't be bumped or anything like that. And sometimes it might shift. It kind of like shifts on its own, like phantom shifts. And sometimes I'll look at it and it's straight and it's level and even. And then I kind of look at the camera and it's kind of like slouching. I'm like, oh boy. All right. Can I get that card that flew over there? Let's see. Oh no. Oh, I think I got it. Perseverance, Jeff. All right. Jesus. Here we go. Here we go. And it's temperance, so be patient. All right, yeah, look at this. Big energy, of course, this week, Sag. Big. This is big energy. First of all, look at all the yellow in here. Solar plexus. I can do it. Solar plexus. Shift is yellow. I've been drawn to focus on yellow. That's solar plexus. That's I am worthy. I am good enough. I am strong enough. I have confidence. My confidence is incredible. You know, it's that kind of energy, guys. Page of Wands. There's an opportunity here, but you're taking life way too serious. You need to find more joy in your life. Again, which areas need to be shifted to bring more joy into your life? You're taking things way too serious. Be patient with the process here. You're strong enough to do this, okay? Let's get oracles. Lots of great messages. They're all lining up and making sense. I love it. You know, this authentic self card is kind of sticking out to me because it's like the Page of Wands is showing like this individuality, this, you know, I'm dancing like nobody's watching kind of thing, you know? All right, we've got emotional loss and mental conflict, so we might be struggling with that. Maybe trying to let that go. Maybe that's what's stopping us from being our authentic selves. New beginnings, though, and victory and success. Yeah, this could mean a job, something going on here. This is big energy. This is good. This is really good. So, let's get some relationships. Let's see what's going on with that. Yeah, this looks like overcoming these conflicts. Ooh, Jesus, man, these cards are just like everywhere today. Everywhere. We got what we needed. Yeah. So conflict, some things, again, more conflict, more drama, that kind of thing, may have you kind of, indecisive on what to do, especially when it comes to relationships. But the Eight of Wands is messages coming in. It's also things moving fast. And that Ten of Pentacles with the 10th house, new moon. I mean, this is, again, that's job, that's career. Moving towards a job, moving towards a new beginning here in a job, it's going to be very successful. I just think you're very worried about it and you're taking things way too serious. As far as relationships, this is moving towards a beautiful, secure, safe relationship. That's what we were talking about. What makes us safe? Interesting. All right, let's get some messages of love. Okay. Different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to make everybody see the vision. Move on. Lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Maybe it's just that, of moving on. Maybe releasing your confusion finally about what's going on, okay? Now, let's get what's the vibe. Let's see, what else do we have? All right, masked. Hiding, concealing, deception. More mental conflict. Tension. What's going on here? Stressed out, migraines, worry. Worry is a wasted emotion. Let's not focus on that. Again, are we concealing our pain? Do we need to let this go? And yeah, it has to do with family. Blood ties, inner circle. So we'll focus on family. Maybe there's some things going on in the home life, anything like that. Let things be revealed. I say we got to take our focus off of it because we're taking things way too serious. Now, let's get a closing message. So again, the whole thing is be patient and you're strong enough. And this works out. Family and the Ten of Pentacles. That shows stable. Okay, let's get a closing message. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Blessings. Blessings are gifts from the universe. Receive and share them. That's what you need to focus on, is blessings for this week. So many. Hard to count, okay? All right, Sag, that is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, we go live Thursdays at 7 p.m. And the freaking weekend is also Fridays at 10 a.m. You get the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And don't forget, if you would like a reading with me, go ahead and click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. Sag, a lot to unpack here, but count your blessings. Open up to the new beginnings. Just be a little patient with your process and vibe higher. All right? I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday night. Capricorn, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. We go from Wednesday to Tuesday, and this is for the week of September 17th, to September 23rd. So welcome, Capricorn. Hope you had a great week and a great weekend. I hope you got some rest, because this week we got a lot of energy shifting. A lot of things to talk about, so stick around because we're going to get to it and see how it's going to vibe for you. So let's talk about the energy. Let's get to it. Waning Crescent, we are in this currently. Again, and this is the rest period. Remember, if you watched last week's reading, and I hope you did, if you haven't, check it out. Yeah. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. I told you, we got a rest week. So let's work on our rest and gratitude. We're working towards this new moon that's happening in a few days. So the 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, movement, messages, those kinds of things, communications of all kinds, electronics, all of that, is moving into Libra. So the universe is kind of showing us now, let's move towards harmony and balance. Let's communicate more effectively to promote harmony and balance. So Mercury is kind of showing the way. Come on, guys, I'll show you the way to justice, the way to seeing both sides, weighing things out, and achieving balance and harmony in the meantime, while we do these sides, put the weights in the right side to get the right balance, okay? And then on the 19th, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Virgo. So we're moving out of fiery Leo and moving into softer, more nurturing pumpkin spice love. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like pumpkin spice. I don't like anything that's going to taste like a potpourri, I like pumpkin pie, but I don't want to drink it. Who drinks pumpkin? You eat pumpkin. You tell me to go left, I'm going right. That's just the way it is. Okay, so anyway, lost my train of thought. September 21st, we have the new moon. The new moon is a perfect time for potentials. That's right, possibilities are floating in the ether. And when you collapse your intention on one of them, boom. It's like planting a seed, and then it grows. Like that. I have a huge fly flying around my house, and it's so gross because I never have flies or anything like that in here, and it's like huge, like it crawled out of some crevice. Ugh. I don't know where it is. Watch it happen. Right on the nose. You got to screenshot that shit if it does. Okay, so anyway, Capricorn, new moon energy. We have this partial solar eclipse, partial. And I'm talking partial. It's not like it was in March. Was it last March? The year before? Big solar American eclipse, It's kind of like a full moon energy. It's a little extra, but it's not life-changing. It could be, but it's partial. And if you really do the math, it's really not eclipsing the way that an eclipse and that energy would present itself. But again, it's still a little extra. It's splitting hairs. I just don't want to sound like everybody else, like solar eclipse, it's great change, Well, it can be, but it's partial. It could be playing out the energy that we had in the last eclipse. You know what I mean? So, in Capricorn, this is happening in your 9th house. So, and it's happening in Virgo. This new moon is in Virgo. So this is about being practical about our hopes and dreams. Not necessarily our hopes and dreams. Our higher self. How we think. How we look at the world. Our expectations. Our spirituality comes into play at this time. Being very waxing poetic and philosophical. Looking at life and changing your spirit. There it is. Spiritual beliefs or anything like that. So be aware of that. I hope that fly doesn't take me out of my flow. Nothing much does, but stranger things have happened. And so we've got this solar eclipse, and it's a good time for new beginnings about new ways of thinking. Opening yourselves up, maybe education, maybe taking some classes or something like that. Furthering your career as far as learning a new skill, something like that. Again, changing the way that you think. Our minds are always, no matter at what age, ready for change. Ready to just waiting and ripe to be programmed with the right repetitive experiences and sayings, and telling yourself, your subconscious can program new neurons in your mind to fire and break paths from the old ones. It's a great thing. Use it. This is the time of week where we can start this process of rethinking everything and really gaining some insight for it, okay? Now on the 22nd, the next day, the sun moves into Libra. So we've got the fall equinox, and this is a powerful time, one of the 4 that I talk about. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Let's go ahead. Production value is spot on. So we have the spring equinox is now completing at the fall equinox. About a 6-month period. We plant our seeds of intention at the spring equinox, and we nurture them through Aries, through Taurus. Now we're getting towards the end of May, June, and then we're at the summer solstice. That's when the sun is at the highest peak. And then it starts to wane. But things are blossoming. Things are really responding to the nurturing we give them. And then at the fall equinox, we harvest. Brilliant. So, what you planted in the last 6 months is now coming back to you in some form or fashion, all right? It's a time for thanks. It's a time for giving thanks. It's a time that the light starts to fall, and it starts to get later at night. And then we move into the winter solstice, and that's when we go into a dark period, but I'm telling you, at the winter solstice, we start to gain light, and then it starts all over again with the spring equinox. It's beautiful to see cycles like that. That's what everything is in our existence, is cycles. So use those. That's why we talk heavily about the moon phases. And why we talk about this stuff is because it's important that you know that this is going in the background. Otherwise, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't care. But you're going against the flow instead of going with it. So be aware of that, okay? On the same day, Mars, the planet of action, drive, war, aggression, male energy, is moving into Scorpio. And Mars used to rule Scorpio before we discovered Pluto. So this is pretty potent stuff, Can be very passionate about justice, about setting things right, about moving towards this harmony. Maybe forcing it to a degree, but it's the way that we think. Our minds, for you, Capricorn, are going to be top-notch. So let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers to begin the reading. Thank you so much for being here, Capricorn. It's a lot to take in, but these energy shifts are all part of that yearly cycle. So just open up to them, and you'll be better for it. Trust me. All right, let's get our angel numbers, shall we? Refocus with 666. Oh no, did he say 666? I did. And that's not what you think. Refocus to find balance between your material and spiritual aspects of life. Interesting, because that's what we were talking about, 9th house issues. Stop putting too much emphasis on the material things. So let's put a refocus. Maybe we're focusing too much on the material payoffs, and sometimes that comes at a spiritual price. You know what I mean? There's a bigger lesson to learn here, and we're just asking to refocus. 666 is about realigning in harmony. Okay? Where is 666? So I can give you that, a bigger visual representation of it. Where'd it go? Oh, for the love of everything sacred on this green earth. Yeah, realignment, harmony in relationships, and reflection. Okay? So let's go ahead and get a message from your guides. This week, Archangel Michael's making a comeback. He wanted to stop in and give you some of his messages. So let's get one for you, Capricorn. Yeah. Excellent. Number 4. Be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Beautiful. Be a light to others. Again, not focusing on the material aspects of that. And finding that balance between material and spiritual. Okay? Very interesting. I like it. All right, let's get your Shadow Oracle. Yeah, I think some of these are like, yeah, that one's out. Sometimes if cards are flipped over and you notice it, but you don't do anything about it, the deck will respond like, dude, we're out of order here. Put it back and reshuffle. It's really weird. There's a certain way that cards, especially my decks, have to be used. It's weird. Oh. Okay. That one bent and it stopped the deck. Relentless craving. What's that showing us? Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. Consumed, eroding, and habits. What is that? We're setting ourselves free. Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. Again, maybe we're addicted to material outcomes. Well, if I have this, or if I have this, this determines my success. You know, Capricorn, you're very susceptible to doing that. You can be very materialistic. You have this drive, this ambition. You know, maybe it's just time to refocus that and be more of a light to others instead of stopping all over people to get where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Interesting. It's not a problem. You can refocus that. That's not a hard task for you. Or is it? I mean, that might be the question, you know? Let's get your vibe for the week, shall we? We've gotten a lot so far. I mean, damn, we're already 12 minutes into it. And we're just getting to the meat of the reading. Value, folks. All right, there we go. All these cards are face down except for these two. You got to change your perspective, okay? This is a stuck mentality, and this new moon is bringing an opportunity to look at it differently. And an opportunity, telling you, yeah. So, we're going to put balance in the middle. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. So, in order to find balance and harmony in relationships, all of that, refocusing, balancing, we got to get rid of our stuck perspective. There are some things that do not work for us, especially our beliefs that we cling on to. Okay? Queen of Swords is the one that cuts the cords. These are past experiences they need to shut down. You really need to keep your emotions in check. That's another thing. Trust your intuition. Actually, it's supposed to go that way, yeah. And the star is trust the universe has got your back. This is, again, rethinking. It's realigning our energy for our favor, and it works out. There's an opportunity that comes out of shifting your perspective this week. Brilliant. All right, let's get some oracles. Ooh. Let's see what else. What else do you have for Capricorn? There it is. Yeah. So we may be stuck because of some emotional loss in the past or something like that, or something that has happened recently. Sending you lots of energy, of course. But your security is shaken. Maybe that's what's going on here. In fact, take your power back from the situation. Action and new beginnings. Yeah, the Fool with the Ace of Pentacles here. That's great. That's great. But don't be foolish to do things because you're reacting. Again, material things. It's weird. It's got this veiled message to it. Like Libra season is going to be big for you, Capricorn. So at the end of the week, with the proper handling of this, could work out really well for you. Okay? Wow. All major cards. Wow. Pay attention to this relationship message. Don't be tempted to sit in uncertainty. because of the emotional loss and the insecurity that you feel and the stuck perspective you're in. You have to have patience with this. Again, it's about balancing out your emotions. It's really relying on your intuition and not your animal brain freaking out, survival mode, and go within. Yeah, so the answers are within. Maybe you need some time away from relationships, but all major cards here, this is a big deal. And the Justice card, the Star, the Emperor, new beginnings here. This is a big deal. I don't know. Some of you, I feel, will act on old impulses. And that's, I think, the veiled message. You know? Material makes me think of like greed or something like that. Or envy in a way of like material things. I don't know. Warning. Don't dismiss the red flags here. Again, we were kind of saying there's a temptation to uncertainty is going to breed contempt. All right. Mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. Again, a huge focus on spirituality with this 9th house solar eclipse could be the thing that kind of balances things out. The material doesn't matter. It's how you feel inside. Profound. Fate. This is a destined partnership. Absolutely. So reestablish that harmony. Reflect on that. You know what I mean? Excellent energy. Let's get... What's the vibe? Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Interesting. Legal. Lawyers, court, paperwork, anything like that. May have to get things done. That Justice card, also for a lot of you Capricorns, may be going through some legal stuff. It'll be taken care of. Epiphany. Yeah, self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. Again, that's the energy for you. And just focus on today. Good vibes, in the moment, and now. I love that card. But you see the energy at work here. It's a choice. A lot of you Capricorns could be finally getting like a lawsuit, something like that, where it establishes things, you know, like, Let's get a closing message. So many things. Yeah, look at this. Is the interesting closing message is safety. Safety is the foundation of life. Cherish the calm moments. Something's at work here. It's all about harmony and balance and really focusing on that and not focusing on the imbalance of things and not being so materialistic, you know, or envy or, you know, I need to have that to establish, to make me feel important. That comes from within. Okay. I think maybe that might be the lesson. And then your relationships blossom because of it. But there's a great opportunity here that can't be missed. You ask for it. Here it is. Okay. All right, Capricorn, that is going to do it for this midweek reset. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I go live Thursdays at 7 p.m. This week, we're going to do a mid-month tarot reading for all the signs, and I'll answer your questions in the chat too. So come and join us, hang out. And don't forget, freaking weekend, Friday, 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered everywhere. Love, the month, all of that. Let me know if there's any other things you'd like covered in the course of the month, every month, okay? Leave it in the comments. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page. I've opened up my availability in person and online, so check to see what time's available for you, and let's have a chit chat. All right, Capricorn, enjoy your week. It's going to be a big one, so buckle up, and I will see you Thursday. Aquarius, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. We get you the vibe from Wednesday to Tuesday, and the dates are September 17th all the way to September 23rd. So welcome, Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. We got a lot to talk about, so stick around. We've got a lot of energy to talk about. Eclipse season is in the air. Can you feel it? Do you feel it tingling? Because it's time, folks. Again, I don't know why my nose itches in some of these readings this week. I don't know, is it hay fever or ragweed or something like that in the air? I don't know. So without further ado, let's hit the energy because you know how we roll. We got a lot to talk about. Waning crescent. Now, last week, we talked about a rest period, about taking stock, reflecting on things, because we didn't have any astrological things going on. And now this week, we've got everything going on almost every day of the week. So we're in that rest period. I hope you got some rest. Let's start to practice gratitude. We're getting in the season of gratitude. Now, September 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication and movement of all kinds, is moving into the sign of Libra. So it's like the universe is prompting us to move towards balance and harmony. Communicate that, express that, move towards it. Mercury is kind of like, come on, follow me. Get in the bus. We're going to balance town. You know what I mean? Where we're finally working our shit out. All right. Focusing on harmony instead of the imbalance. Expressing our views. We might get justice. We might get all kinds of legal things like that, like finally balancing out, getting the truth, all of that. All right. Now, the 19th, Venus, the planet of love, moves out of Leo and into Virgo. So we're moving out of a fire energy into an earth energy. And this is all about stability, feeling good, nurturing that energy, enjoying it, being grateful for it. And if we're not getting it from other people, nurture yourself, okay? Now, September 21st, we have the new moon. This is when all the possibilities are all there, ready. The potential is ripe. And it's up to you to put your intention on what you're going to focus on this new moon, and the wave collapses and it brings it into your reality. This is a time for new beginnings. So what kind of new beginnings would you like to start this month? Okay. So this solar eclipse, it's a solar eclipse. It's a new moon in Virgo, lots of Virgo energy before we leave her sign. And this is happening in your 8th house. So this is about healing. This means a lot of things, and a lot could be going on, Aquarius. It's up to you, however, to handle it with a more spiritual sense, allowing the universe to take over and do what you need to do. It could be a heavy sexual time. 8th house is sex. It could be dialing down debt also and putting a focus on that. I mean, I'm telling you, there's just a hodgepodge of everything in the 8th house. But I look at it in my practice as healing, a perfect time for healing and to give and to accept it. All right. So September 22nd, the sun moves into Libra. Now, this is one of the 4 times that I'm always talking about where it is the fall equinox. So we're basically getting the harvest and the payoff from what we started at the spring equinox in the spring, the sign of Aries. And then we plant those seeds in Aries and we nurture them during Taurus season and Gemini. And then we're into June. Now we're in the middle of June. And then it becomes the summer solstice. Middle of July, I'm sorry. And then we move, everything's blooming. The sun is at its peak. Everything's blooming, and then we're moving into this phase where the light is starting to fall. The sun starts to fall out of the sky. That's why they call it the fall equinox. And we lose light. And it's a great time to harvest. So what we planted 6 months ago is now paying off. Okay? And then what we do in the fall is reflect and allow more gratitude into our life. And when we hit the winter solstice, then the light starts to grow back, and then the cycle completes and starts over again. It's incredible. Everything is cycles in our existence. Use those to your advantage, okay? So Mars, the planet of action, drive, war, male energy, is moving into Scorpio. Its old sign it used to rule until Pluto showed up. So we've got a lot of intense energy going on. How are we going to handle it? With grace, I hope, move towards harmony and balance. So let's go to the tarot table. Oop, that's not the tarot table. What the hell is going on? There we go. All right, let's change it over. There we go. It's just messing with you, Aquarius. All right, let's get your angel numbers for this week, Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like. hit that subscribe. And let's get your angel numbers. There we are. With growth, number 234. You are experiencing growth and expansion in all areas of your life. You are on the right path and moving towards greater fulfillment and success. Perfect. That's what it's all about right there with 234. Growth, expansion in all areas of your life. I think that's why we have this new moon in the 8th house. It's encompassing a lot. And for your advantage. So, that's the angel numbers for the week, Aquarius. Use those, okay? Focus on those. Focus on growth. Now, let's get a message from your guides. And Archangel Michael wanted to step in this week to give you a message from his deck, the Sword of Light Oracle. So let's see. Archangel Michael, what do you have for Aquarius this week with all this energy going on? What do we need to know? Interesting. It's number 15 with increase your knowledge. Education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, or find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. Wow. Maybe Mercury moving into Libra facilitates that energy. All right, so let's get a shadow work oracle card for you and see what we have. Ooh, we got 2. With sacred boundaries, respecting and honoring your limits sets you free. So this is a focus on self-care and assertiveness, okay? Respecting and honoring your limits. Maybe increasing your knowledge that way, and the unknown. The 8th house is also about the unknown. Uncertainty is the only certainty there is. Amen. So surrender. Surrender to curiosity and surrender to faith. Wow, a lot going on here. A lot going on, which all leads to growth for you. Okay. Now, Aquarius, let's get the vibe. Lots of messages there. Uncertainty is the only certainty there is. Amen. Maybe you're too hard on yourself, you know? Or maybe you're too laxed. Which will facilitate your growth? I guess that's the question. All right, so let's get the vibe. Is that it? Yep. Wow. All right. Yep. The message for this week is through all of this, have faith with the Hierophant here and the Queen of Pentacles. So nurture that safety, that stability. Know that, yes, uncertainty is the only certainty there is, but you only allow beautiful things into your life. Okay? And you're moving towards greater fulfillment and success. The 8 of Swords, however, is a stuck mentality. And we need to get ourselves out of that because we're really not stuck. It's the perspective. So have faith. It's a tough challenge, but it's doable, okay? And the 3 of Wands is something is on its way that you've been waiting for. And 3 also denotes growth. So you're moving towards growth. There's no doubt about that. But you need to feel secure in what you do and how you feel and nurture that part of yourself. And have faith. That's the bottom line. Have faith. So let's get some oracles for you. Okay. Yeah. Again, deception and envy. This could be a inner thing, you know. Don't envy others. You need a new attitude, a new way of looking at this. Choosing victory, of course. And it's time for a transformation. Allow that to happen with growth, transformation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it's going to be successful. So this week is very successful. Let's just not focus on these self-deceptive thoughts, okay? Now, let's look at relationships. Interesting layout here. Increasing your knowledge. So this could be like, not like really going to school, but having life teach you a thing or two, you know, which promotes growth, and you accept it. All right, let's look at love and relationships. What do we have for Aquarius for this week for love and relationships? I know a card flew on the floor. Is that it? Yep. All right. Yeah, you deserve reciprocating energy. So make sure that you allow yourself that, okay? And the scale's there. Sun moving into Libra. Something's going to happen around that time, which is going to be good. Take your power back. Be the authority in your relationships. Nurture that part of yourself. Take action. Again, Knight of Wands is showing a double message of taking action. And Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Something here in a relationship. Someone maybe of great authority, maybe could be an older and younger person, but this is, mutual energy. You deserve mutual energy. Maybe you're growing towards that. Let's get some messages of love. Let's clarify that. It's a big deal, So, regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. Or what could be happening here is maybe you feel regret for the way you treated somebody. Okay, well, the best thing to do is to move towards letting that person know or letting bygones be bygones. Moving forward, okay? Protected. You are safe and divinely guided. Again, you may be divinely guided to do this, but you just don't know how to handle it. Handle it. You can do it, Aquarius. Abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. Again, Nine of Cups energy, success. It's something you've been waiting for. Open up to it. Now, let's get what's the vibe. What's the vibe? What's the vibe? What's the vibe? Let's do it. Let's see what else we add to this. What else do we need to know for Aquarius for this week? All this energy going wonky. It's just intense and a lot of shifts, that's all. All right, we got narcissist. Who's that? You or them? Egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. Maybe dealing with a narcissist here. May have, and now you're kind of moving towards not. It's very important for you to know that you're protected and that not everybody is like that. But maybe there's some reflection that you need to do and heal that part of yourself, that maybe you have those tendencies. No one's hating on you for it, but being aware of it, okay? I'm just saying, food for thought. Laughter, happiness, joy, and healing. Big focus on healing. I'm telling you guys. 8th house, an opportunity to heal something. Is it a relationship? Is it the way that you feel? There's some regret involved in all of this. Wow, the plot thickens. But let's get a closing message, because we ain't got all goddamn day. The message is pretty clear here. Get out of this mental deceptive energy. Just go for it, whatever it is. Look at that. Closing message, compassion. Compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and yourself. And have some fun while you're doing it. You know what I mean? Yes, this energy can be uncertain, but it can only go your way. When you focus on that reality, you bring it into your existence. I say do it, Aquarius. It's growth. And sometimes growth hurts, but it feels good to be a transformed human being. You are able to do that and get it going this week, all right? A lot of crazy energy. I'm sending you all good vibes, of course. So that's going to do it for your midweek reset. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I go live Thursday, 7 p.m. Join me. We'll talk about what's going on for the rest of the month. We'll do a reading for each sign. We're going to do a balancing fall equinox meditation before we begin. And then at the end, I will answer your questions if you're in the chat. Let's have a party. Let's have a fucking fall equinox party. All right, Aquarius. And if you would like don't forget, freaking weekend. Weekend vibe, Fridays at 10 a.m. I got you covered for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you would like a personal reading with me, go ahead and click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. I made myself available in person and online. Much more availability. Check out to see if we can hook up. All right, Aquarius, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Pisces, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. We get the energy and vibe for Wednesday to Tuesday, and these are the dates September 17th all the way to September 23rd. So welcome, Pisces. I hope you got some rest last week. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Thank you for being here. But kids, stick around because we got to talk about some energy that is going down. And almost every day this week, we've got something going on. Big energy, lots of shifts. It's that time of year, kids. Get ready. All right. Now, I told you last week, rest week, because nothing was going on. Now, everything's going on. So let's begin. When we go into this energy, we're in this waning crescent phase. So this is about rest. It's about gearing up and opening up to gratitude. All we have to do is express it. That's it. It's very easy to do. Hard thing to do for some ungrateful people, but work on that. You know what I mean? Because we're getting into this season of gratitude for the next 3 months. Some way, it's about gratitude, okay? September 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, action, movement of all kinds, is moving into the sign of Libra. So it's like the universe wants us to move towards harmony, to focus on balance, to communicate with balance, to move together in harmony instead of pulling each other apart. You know what I mean? And I think at this time right now, we need that more than ever. And the universe is kind of being like, listen, guys, let's focus on balance and unity instead of division and separation. You know what I'm saying? So it's already marking the period of what are we doing here? Okay. September 19th, Venus, the planet of love, is moving out of Leo, a fire sign, into Virgo. So earth sign. My nose itches. And this is more of a nurturing, mothering kind of energy, you know, feel good. Like, I'll make you dinner, you know, come and cuddle. Got my favorite Afghan, come with me. You know what I mean? It's a very seductive energy. It's stable. It's secure. It's, you know, the way I look at Venus in Virgo is like nuzzling up to somebody that's just, you know, they have like a cashmere sweater on, just being all up in the feels, you know? That's that energy. So we're moving out of fire where it's just like into, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so September 21st, we have a new moon. This is when quantum mechanics kicks in and everything, all the possibilities are happening all at once until we look at and focus on our intention. And we focus our intention on something in the month and the wave collapses and it brings us that reality, which is always in some form of a new beginning at this time for a new moon. So this is happening, Pisces, in your 7th house of relationships. Well, so relationships become a focus at this time. A new opportunity to move towards something here, maybe more harmony, more, understanding the relationship dynamics, being a little bit more safe and secure in how we present ourselves and how we speak, saying what we mean and meaning what we say, or not saying anything at all. So, but this is a focus on relationships. Single Pisces, get ready to mingle. Coupled Pisces, working on that dynamic of maybe time alone and time together, and acknowledging that, understanding that even though we're committed, we still have boundaries. We still have me time and us time, we time, pay attention to that. Okay. What else do we need to talk about? That's it. So I guess we go to the tarot table. That's right. And let's start it off. by getting our angel numbers. Thank you for being here, Pisces. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get the vibe, shall we? Let's do this. What do we have for Pisces? There it is. Authenticity with 787. Be yourself, pursue your passions, and show your authentic self. Ooh. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Yeah. Be your authentic self. I think we got this. Maybe a couple weeks ago. I remember that being here for you. And you know what, Pisces? I got to tell you, I forgot the most important thing because I got so excited. I knew there was something else we needed to talk about. And that is, my brothers and sisters, this is the fall equinox. September 22nd, that's right, the sun moves into Libra. So this is a time of harvest. This is when the seeds we planted at the beginning of the spring equinox has now bear fruit. We nurture at the beginning phases of those first 3 months of that quarter. And then we get to the summer solstice, middle of July. The sun is at its highest point. Everything is in full bloom. And we continue to bloom. And we continue to produce and reproduce. And by the time, this time now, we're reaping the benefits of our reward. So whatever seeds you planted 6 months ago could be and should be harvested at this time. Okay? Big time to recalibrate your energy at these 4 different times. The 2 equinoxes and the 2 solstices. I'm huge on that. You get in tune with these cosmic energies, you know, and it sounds all razzle-dazzle, but it's the truth, kids. You get in line with that, and it will change your life. I guarantee it. So, without further ado, and don't forget, last but not least, Mars, the planet of aggression and action, the male energy, drive, war, is moving into Scorpio, very intense sign, adding that big, it's like dropping a cannonball in the water, and it just disrupts everything. We'll see how that transforms. Now, let's go over to the tarot table. And now we're going to get our message from our guides and angels and all of that. And this week, Archangel Michael's taking the mantle and giving us a message for you. Let's get into it. Let's see, what do we have from Archangel Michael for Pisces this week? We know we need to be our authentic self. We're not going to worry about other people's opinions. Everyone's got one, like a butthole. So, you know, we can handle it with grace, though. That could be part of your authenticity, you know? All right, there we go. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Number 17. It's time to play. Look at the doggy. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. Balance. That's what it's all about. It's time to play. It's time to be your authentic self. You see where we're going with this already? Interesting. Well, let's get some shadow work. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what we need to know. Relentless craving. Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. You may be consumed with something. Yeah, there's a big message about that. Worrying about everything. Eroding. It's probably eroding your shine, you know, and habits that we need to break. That Virgo energy, this new moon, could help you do that. Okay? So, let's move that over a little bit. And let's get the vibe. Interesting. So, relentless craving. So maybe we're maybe we're realizing that we're addicted to some things. Maybe screen time. You got to let go of that. I'm going to be talking a lot about getting off the screen. For real. It's not worth it, you know? And the blue light is horrible for us. the light frequency that emits from staring at a screen all day. You know? I'm going to get those glasses that everybody's wearing, the red ones, you know? I think that blocks that out. I want to try that. Okay. We got the vibe. Let's do it. Yeah, there's a process here. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Listen. You know what? This is going right up here. The star is trusting the universe. Because right now, there's a lot of uncertainty with some of you Pisces. Again, I'm sending you guys some healing energy. Really. You know what I mean? Like, let go of some stuff. Just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And let it out. And smile. Okay. Let's get out of uncertainty. This is you, Pisces, in a nutshell. I mean, just letting your emotions let you sink right to the bottom. Why? Takes a new attitude here. We got the Six of Swords. This old way of thinking does not serve you anymore. So moving forward, you need to adopt a different attitude, an idea. Knight of Swords is acting on that idea. And the Ten of Wands is releasing your burdens. So this actually works. The payoff actually happens because you are changing the way that you handle things with a different point of view, a new way of looking at things. Okay? So, let's get some oracles for you. Yeah, patience and planning this week. That's what it's all about, that Virgo energy working hard, okay? You're strong enough. Empower yourself. And Wheel of Fortune, it's time. Destiny, moving into it. Love that. 2 10s already. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's get relationships, because this is what it's all about. Again, I think some of you are moving into, for singles, I mean, moving into a beautiful relationship. Let's see. I've already got that vibe. Let go of the uncertainty. Time to make a decision. You deserve it. Open up to change. That's Leo energy. Open up to change. It's time to change. Communicate and move towards, look at the lovers. I'm telling you guys, a lot of you singles, messages coming through. Someone makes an offer here. Wow. Let's do messages of love. So getting out of our stuck mentality and moving towards harmony, you know, it's the perfect time for that this year. This time of year, I should say. Okay. Healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need to be revisited. Again, that's what makes us stuck. That's what gets us in this energy. Let it go. It's time to let it go. In friendship, this friendship is leading to more. Okay, you heard it here first. I think so. Someone's going to tell you something. Okay? As far as coupled Pisces, this is changing the way that you look at things. And again, moving towards, you know what? I'm just going to love, love, love. That's it. But huge focus on relationships. All right, listen, Pisces, you got some red flags going on here. Drowning. Look at that. It's the same symbolism here. The same. Pay attention. Wear your floaties if you're going swimming. Over your head, overextended, and rock bottom. Guys, it's time to get out of that, okay? Because look, salty, bitter, angry, and being petty. Again, that could ruin the whole week. Maybe there's people around you that are like that. Pay it no mind. Move forward. Do you need to, fixate on that energy? Because it'll bring more into your existence, and we don't want that. All right. Let's get a closing message for you and see what's going on. Yeah, so I don't know. Some of this energy is pretty extreme. It's time to let it go. Okay? Closing message is, we got 2, is nurture. nurture others, and also yourself. Look at that kitty. Or is that a cat? Looks like a fucking mongoose. Or what are those things? Lemurs? All right, and fucking mongoose. Freedom. Freedom comes from inner liberation. That's right. Be your authentic self. Set yourself free. All right? I guess that's what we need to do, Pisces. Interesting week. Hang in there, kids. I got you. I'm sending you all kinds of loving energy. Yes. So, one thing I want you to do, though, is hit that like and hit that subscribe. That's going to do it for this midweek reset tarot reading. Make sure you check out my live Thursday night. We're going to be going over the rest of the month. I'm going to be doing a reading for each sign. We're going to do a balancing and recalibrating meditation for the fall equinox. And at the end, in the chat, I'm going to answer your questions. So yeah, lots of fun. Let's come and hang out. Come and do it. Come on, man. And don't forget, Friday morning, because you haven't got enough of me, I give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday too. Yes, that's right. I cover all the bases, guys. And not only that, if you like this general reading, you're going to love my personal readings. Click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page. I have more availability now, all the way up till like 9 o'clock at night for online readings and also extended hours for in-person readings. So check it out. See if a time fits. Let's get together. Let's have a chitty chat, okay? All right, Pisces, hang in there, honey. It's going to be a little rough, but you got this. It's all about being yourself. All right, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you Thursday.